Welcome back, Dungeoneers. It's Sunday afternoon, and that can only mean one thing. Wait for it.
No.
It's time to play Dungeons & Dragons. You're watching Dice and Dungeons, and I'm here at the table with...
That's Nicole Bates. She plays Zoria on Sula, Changeling Druid.
And I am.
This is...
Oh, we don't do that.
Do this?
This is Greg Jodish. He plays Ulseth Ralph, Firbolg Fighter.
Mm-hmm. This is David Long. He plays Nines. That's a number. Nines, the Tabaxi Bard.
That'll help our podcast listeners who are trying to hear voices.
It's been a while since I've said this, but if this is the first time you're listening, I'm sorry. I need to start doing that every...
And if this is your first time listening, you should check out our Patreon at patreon.com/diceanddungeons. We have multiple tiers where you can get some behind-the-scenes improv sessions and even get your names in the credits. So check it out at patreon.com/diceanddungeons. Take it away, Lexi, for our other sponsors.
Did you just
Thanks for that ad read.
Is there some YouTube video to watch?
I just want to get it over really quick, so I've been trying hard.
I mean, now the game is like, how is Nicole gonna transition this? This is fantastic. Mm-hmm. Man, that was a good transition.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I transitioned right to you, and you did nothing with it.
No, I'm reflecting on it because...
Yeah, right back at you.
Yeah. Who's our sponsor? Our ongoing sponsor?
Our sponsor is Geekified.
Oh!
Mm-hmm. No, you do it.
Oh.
A tabletop gaming store in Hinton, Iowa.
God, we're butchering the ad read we actually get paid for.
Yeah, so why don't you take it, Lexi?
Mm-hmm.
What do they sell?
Buy stuff from them.
Wonderful and very patient sponsor is Geekified, a tabletop gaming store out of Vinton, Iowa that takes online and in-store orders for all of your tabletop role-playing game needs. So, as we are recording this, a few days ago, the latest installment of D&D 5th Edition was released, which is their expansion, Spelljammer. So, if you haven't picked it up by the time you're watching this, well, what are you waiting for? It's, a really good adventure.
I'm waiting for my friends.
Space.
I'm waiting for my friends to buy it, so I can just steal their copy.
Just mooch off of it.
I mean, that's true. And if you haven't, head on over to geekifiediowa.com, and you can order it in their online store, and they'll ship it straight to your house. Thank you, Geekified, for continuing to sponsor us and being patient with us as we do whatever it is we do.
Not level up.
You just leveled up a few sessions ago.
Doesn't feel like it.
And thank you to everyone for supporting your local gaming store. On that note, I think, Dungeoneers, let's roll. Last week on Dice and Dungeons, following the events at Brukelian's Keep, Midnight Brunch fled into the mountains through a secret passage known only to smugglers and other purveyors in less than legal trades, which is the third time I have read that opening now, but it's still correct.
And good.
The party has managed to survive for more than a week now in the tunnels, while also keeping alive the more than 300 changelings that they have freed from the prison. Now, deep in the mountain passages, we rejoin our heroes as they set out for one more day. And if I remember correctly from the last session, you guys were about to enter into new exploration zone. Not that I necessarily made that clear to you guys when we ended, but in my head that's how it worked. So you guys are about to enter into a new exploration zone. So when you wake up the following morning, you find yourselves at the base of some minecart tracks again. And they head just in a straight line northward, deeper into the mountains.
Well, let's eat beans for the 8th day in a row in an area that has pretty much no airflow.
You're supposed to make me pancakes.
I did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
So we eat our provisions. Yum.
Yeah, I make all the...
Oh man, delicious pancakes!
Yeah, bean pancakes.
No! I throw the plate on the ground.
Now you go with no more food for you.
It's my knife. I've literally made all the food.
Yeah. No, we got some basilisk meat that we purified.
Oh. Take your shoes off, Zoria!
That's you, or one of you.
Every few seconds at this point.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
We're really pandering to our under 7 audience right now.
So we follow the tracks again.
And apparently, like, under 40 audience, too, because I'm laughing.
Yes, we will venture forward ahead of everyone.
Upwind, even.
You bet.
You know, Druidcraft, I can create small gusts of wind, so I assume I'm constantly casting Druidcraft on myself.
Well, it would be great if we had some sort of box of smells where we could make our own smells.
I opened it up. I opened up my box of smells. Do you want cologne? I can do cologne, mint, cookies, or pipe.
Pipe tobacco.
Pipe tobacco.
Give me cookies.
Cookies.
Ding.
Great, now let's sell this cave.
Let's flip it.
Put a for sale sign right in the middle.
I love the open floor concept you guys have going on here. It's nothing but space
And hallways.
and hallways. I love it.
There's tracks.
That's great. That is what we call rustic. Good, but
Be careful though, someone seems to have pried out some of them back there for some reason.
All right, let's venture forward.
This is
Excuse me. I walk forward.
sorry, you broke me.
That's the goal.
Guess we'll never get any.
The adventure's over. Our TM is suffocating on fart jokes right now.
Pretty much. Oh my god. Okay. Fart jokes are stupid, everybody. So, you head forward into the room. Down the tracks. And
Got away from everyone.
it's this probably 400 or 500 feet from when they start. You reach the end of the tracks where there's been a cave-in.
Of course there has been.
Classic mine.
Yeah.
And we've got 6 bags of powder left, which isn't nearly enough.
And there is a tunnel that goes off the tracks to your right. It looks sort of rustic by comparison to this. The tracks are all very clearly man-made, cut through the stone. This looks like a natural cave. That's what you're seeing here.
Well, I guess we go right.
You lead the way with the light sword.
I have my flaming sword out.
Is
Yes,
it on?
Like a,
Yes, flame on. Flame on.
It's like
Flame on! Meow meow.
it doesn't work for you. You're not attuned.
I really need a
And-
weapon that I can turn on by saying flame on.
You have
And,
a toilet seat.
that I've never taken off of my neck.
Nope. And we begin to explore this passageway to the right because we can't go through the fallen rubble because we only have 6 bags of plastic powder left.
And we're not ghosts.
Okay.
Well, you could probably get through the cave in.
You explore
Yeah.
a little ways down this passageway. It splits into 2 different paths.
Mm-hmm.
You wander each, realizing that they loop around and connect back. And then, continuing down a path, going further, it opens up into a very large room. Hundreds and hundreds of feet across. And this room, you hear the gentle lapping sounds of water crashing against a shoreline.
Oh, we go. Can I see the shoreline?
Not from where you're standing as you just enter the room.
Well,
There's
let's,
like an
room.
underground lake.
no, let's walk toward it slowly and cautiously.
9's run ahead.
I walk ahead.
I said run!
As you move towards
I
the
have dark
sounds
vision.
of water, as you move towards the sounds of water, you quickly pick up the scent of fetid, rotting biomass.
I turn around.
Okay.
Back to the beans. This is an improvement.
Back to the light.
Yeah, which one is worse?
I mean,
I am running towards the cookie smell.
the beans are just farts.
Oh, yeah.
So this is like, it's fetid water smell. If you've ever smelled water that hasn't been able to circulate, this is it.
Oh no. Is Sturmgrimmy sick?
I don't think this is a Sturm Grimmy pool.
I don't know. Let's find the pool.
And then throw a raw chicken in it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, do you have one?
I'm gonna
No.
make one.
You just used all your stuff for beans this morning.
give the
I pull out my
viewers a quick
second
look at what
knife.
you guys are seeing. Bring that down just a little bit. There we go.
So if we walk around the lake, is there another way out?
Is there a way to
No.
walk around the lake?
I'll just say you guys explore the shoreline and find that you run into the cave walls, and there's not a way around through shallow water or more shoreline.
I
So-
take the convenient canoe that's on the shoreline.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that.
Oh, there's a convenient canoe.
There is a canoe.
Oh, that's not
I
suspicious.
willed it into existence.
There is a
No.
rope staked to this side,
Rope.
and it's tied to a pole anchored into the somewhat soft soil here, and it sits about 3 feet off the ground. The boat is on the far side of the lake, however, and you can see it by just the faintest hint of light coming from it.
So, 2 questions.
Yes.
1, is the soft soil any good for ceramics work? Would it make good, like, crab stacksies?
Some clay.
As you kind of feel around in this really silty, shoreline material, you're pretty sure that it wouldn't fire well, but it could probably air dry into some fairly interesting shapes.
Yeah. Does it smell bad?
Right now, yeah, it smells pretty stinky, but given your environment, you reason out that there's a lot of limestone material in this, and it would probably harden quite well if just left to dry.
Well, I'll take like 2 pounds of stinky limestone clay.
Okay.
And the other question, does it look like the rope goes all the way across attached to the boat on the other side? Does the rope go out into the lake?
It seems to be that way, yeah. The rope crosses the lake, and you can see this boat just barely on the other side. It's got some sort of lantern just faintly illuminating it. You can't even see the whole rope, but you can see that there is a rope crossing over the boat on the other side. Further, you can make out that the boat seems to have a ring around that line. So the rope crosses, and there's a ring connecting from another loose
So
rope.
it's like tethered to the
tethered to
rope.
that. Yeah, you're getting the idea.
How
So
far away is this boat?
Can't be sure, but it's 600, 700 feet across.
Oh, why don't you teleport to that?
well, so there's a
How many of that is in meters?
There was a lit lantern on it, though. That means someone was using it recently, probably.
In a magical world?
Maybe. Hello? I'll yell across.
No response.
Stormgroomy?
No response.
Well, do you want me to just turn into something that can swim and bring the boat back?
No, I could just pull the boat over on the rope. Isn't the rope attached to it?
Well, is the ring, like, loose on it?
Yeah.
It's just to keep it from straying off the...
No, so it's like pull yourself along ferry kind
Yeah, but I don't think it's attached, like, in a yank across kind of
Yeah,
way.
I see.
But I could turn into some sort of aquatic animal and swim
in
over.
In this
Assuming there's not some sort of horrible monster in the water that will
would
eat me.
you on the way.
Is there some sort of otter that can go get it for us?
I'm not going to send Ottermore out into this mess.
Yeah, they're way too valuable. I'll go.
While he's
Seven-
doing that,
Seven's playing with them.
I take one of my wooden ducks and I put it in the water.
Hey, I bought those for you.
And I'm playing with it!
Okay. You're playing with the duck on the water.
Well, I have some time to kill.
I'll turn into my most hardy sea animal, which is a 4-foot wide crab.
Okay, sure.
That's the highest CR creature I can turn into with a swim speed.
All right.
Click, clack, clack, clickety clack. And then I go into the water.
They can
Okay.
smell.
What? Can crabs smell?
Yes.
Oh. I don't
It
like
doesn't
it
smell
then.
very good at all.
It doesn't smell good.
I
You
don't-
go into the water.
Yeah.
All right.
Roll for
for
initiative.
You, you get about 5-6 feet out from shore, and the bottom has dropped about as many feet as you've gone from the shore.
So it's deep here.
It gets deeper. You're only a few feet out. You don't know how deep it is.
Forget everything, just find the bottom.
There's probably treasure down there.
Yes, from all
As you
the
get
treasure
out
ships
there-
that swim through this area.
Something grabs a hold of your legs,
I knew it.
and you are stuck.
So is it something is grabbing me, or that my legs are getting
You can
tangled?
No, you can feel something grabbing you. You can feel a hand grabbing you.
A hand,
Yes.
like a human hand.
Yes.
I can feel that through my chitin.
Maybe it's
mean,
friendly.
I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt because I have no idea what a crab's sensory system is
I know.
like.
I know.
I'm just gonna
also, it's
guess-
magic.
I'm just gonna guess that, yeah, they can kind of feel that there's like a hand as opposed to, a pincer.
I am going to.
I can speak with animals. I just can't
I
understand
don't
them.
think you can see what's happening.
It's very dark.
No,
It's
you're underwater.
dark and I'm underwater. I think I'm on my own right now. I'm gonna try and grab the hand with my big old claw.
Okay.
and try and pry it off.
Go ahead and, I guess, make an attack roll. Since it seems like you are trying to attack it, right?
Well, I'm trying to grapple it, effectively.
Yeah.
9.
This number.
You're not really sure where it's coming from, and you're having a hard time in this crab form that you're not super familiar with, reaching out and finding exactly where this thing is. It's holding you down, though. And now you feel another one grabbing onto a different leg.
So if here's a rules question.
Sure.
If I drop animal form, my wild shape, will they still be holding my legs? Or would they maybe lose
I mean, I
because
would...
the shape change?
I would say that the wild shape being dropped, that's much more of like a magical transformation, because you can grow limbs that you didn't have before.
Yeah.
So they would lose their grip on you because you are no longer a crab.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say you would understand how that works.
Yeah, I kind of figured I would know. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I try to just struggle out of their grip?
Yeah, make a strength check. Well, athletics, if you're trained.
I am not. But a crab... I'm going off the giant crab rules, which is actually CR 1/8 instead of CR half. But,
it's fine.
13.
Yeah, you are able to pull your legs out of that grip and kind of get yourself moving again.
I'm going to try and get up towards the surface
Okay.
and look down.
How close to the surface do you want to get?
I would like to touch the surface. Like actually break the surface.
Okay, and you're a 4-foot wide crab?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say you're probably 1.5-ish tall.
Probably. Yeah, it depends on the crab. Yeah.
So you want the top of your back to be breaching the water.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
The crab has blind sight. My crab form. Can I tell what is around me? Because I have blind sight for, I think it's 30 feet.
You can tell that there's a lot of mucky debris in here. There's a lot of rocks. That probably fell from the ceiling or were tossed in. There's wooden beams. It seems like there's a lot of debris from the mining activities, and you can sense these hands coming up from the silt, grabbing around.
Okay. Are they pursuing me upwards as I swim up?
Once you get to where it's only a couple feet deep, then there's nothing grabbing at you. The shoreline is mostly just some crappy plants and it really just molds and lichens and stuff that might be able to grow in an environment like this.
So, alright, so where am I at in the water now? Just so I'm
You're 2 feet from the shore, where the water stops.
Okay.
You're about 2 feet of water right now.
Going back.
Yeah, that's what you wanted, right?
I just meant go vertically up to the surface.
Okay. Yeah, I misunderstood. So, as you go upwards, the hands pursue you.
Okay. That's what I was wondering. Can I try and outswim them to the opposite shore?
What's your swim speed?
30 feet.
You can certainly try.
I will try.
Okay.
I wonder what's going on down there, Olsef.
Well, I'm at the surface now.
I do not know.
Did we notice anything weird?
Zoria's carapace is just bobbing at the top of the surface.
Is that normal crab behavior? Do you think it's time for crab?
I think it is time for crab.
Hey, Zoria! Can you hear this?
Do I hear that?
It's a little muffled, but I think you would probably hear that.
Was that inspiration?
Sure.
The water would
1d8.
carry that sound.
You're right, can I just dip it in the water and then just boom?
I mean, yeah. It's basically in an echo chamber. You're in a cave right now. So there'd be a lot of reverberations.
So when I smack the shit out of it.
We're in an echo chamber. Do you share my opinion?
Yes.
Nice.
Done.
I'm gonna swim as fast as I can towards the opposite shore where the boat is.
Okay.
And it's assuming nothing is happening, like assuming I don't get captured when I'm 30 feet away.
Look at our DM smiling.
I know.
I think you're captured.
I am regretting the rules that I wrote here based on your decision.
It's fair. Go ahead.
I rarely do this. I'm going to modify the rules that I wrote for this reason and
For
this
our
reason
stupidity.
alone.
Wow, it's not Nines doing the stupid shit this time.
If I were to implement the rules as written, it would be extremely boring for the viewers. I wrote these rules under the idea that you would try to, hang from the rope and cross.
Forgetting that I can wild shape into things with swim speed.
I didn't think you guys would try to swim through the disgusting water, even with that.
We're not.
Yeah, they're not.
Only one of us is doing that.
Yeah. Well, I didn't think that any of you would do that. But that's classic DM oversight. Just like, yeah, okay.
You really didn't put this puzzle in, and then you didn't think, well, you Nines, I can swim this. I teleport 500 feet to the middle of ocean.
No, I figured you would do that, so I made it just far
Right.
enough where you couldn't teleport right to the other side. But the rules, I'm just gonna say them, every 10 feet. This is just shy of 600. You have to make a strength check. That would be very boring for all of our ear-watching peoples. So I'm going to change this. Given
So
that
if
you
we
have
were
a
climbing,
swim speed.
if we were climbing on this rope, we would have to make 60 strength checks.
No, that'd
No.
be if we fall in.
If you fell in.
Oh, why would we fall in? I'm very strong. I would hold on to the rope.
Because even Ulseths can get tired, apparently.
All right.
The
This
rules
is a foreign
as,
concept to you, isn't
the
it?
rules
Olsef?
as written for this encounter were that you can move 50 feet on the rope for every strength check of DC 12. That was the rope crossing rules. It's
Well,
10 feet
good thing we didn't.
for every DC 10, and if you fail, you would start to suffocate given the strength that you have to use to pull yourself out from being pulled under, so you would start taking damage fairly quickly.
This
Given
would
that
be
you,
very bad.
Yeah, this was supposed to be nasty, and you guys
Well, I have a
led the
plan.
path. So here's what we're gonna do.
Actually, you don't have to, because Soria would have figured this out at some point.
Yeah.
I'm going to I'm going to drop crab form and Misty Step, teleporting myself onto the rope above me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to use my other wild shape and just turn into a spider and walk along the rope.
Wouldn't a rat be faster?
Yeah, but I'll have better grip on a rope. And now that I know that there's a bunch of horrible hands in the water, I'd rather just play it safe.
Okay. For the record, for viewers, because I try to give people who watch the show a little bit of insight into DMing, I would not have revealed those rules to the players, but we're playing for a broadcast audience, so sometimes the stuff that you envision, it just kind of falls apart, and for your benefit, we're changing it.
I really should have just turned into a monkey at the start and crawled across the rope. Now that I think about it.
Because that's a legitimate solution. It's forcing the players to expend resources. So even if a player is defeating the challenge you set out by creating a very easy solution, you're still forcing the player to use a resource, which is one of their wild shapes. So
yeah, and now I've used 2 and my Misty Step, assuming that works.
From a DM crafting and puzzle perspective, don't ever think of something like that as like, oh, you failed. No, that's great. You designed a challenge. But the scenario here where you were going to just swim across would have been extremely boring for everyone involved.
Well, I am
It depends on how much he failed, of how much I would have been entertained.
I'm teleporting up onto the rope, and I'm gonna turn it into one of those cute little, like, Einstein hair monkeys that we saw in the jungle. You know, the ones
before
with
you
the mustache.
transform, can we ask what you're doing?
Yeah, I'll pop out on the water, holding onto the rope.
What are you doing?
There's a lot. Sorry, there's a lot of hands in the water.
Well, I can't see any hands in there.
Just stick your head in for a little ways, and
Yeah, stick your head in the water.
You'll
You can
see
see
'em.
hands.
No, I'll just light up the water.
it's a very handsy lake.
Candy?
Handsy.
Oh, handsy, not handy.
So
Are they nice hands? Like hand model hands?
no, they're cold and clammy, I think.
Safe
Yeah,
to say, yeah.
cold and clammy.
Can I see one?
Yeah, stick your head in the water.
Oh, like put your foot in, see if it pops out.
No, I'm not doing that.
Should I try to piss off the hands?
Why don't I get the boat first?
Hey, go get the boat.
I turn into one of those cute little monkeys and climb across the rest of the way.
Okay, sure. Given the skills of a monkey, I think you're going to be just fine crossing. You don't have to support yourself underneath, so I'm not going to call for any sort of strength checks to just make it across. And you are on the other side with the boat.
And then what?
How do you make a boat go? I start pulling the boat across.
Is there a paddle? Are you up a creek
No,
without a paddle?
I'm just pulling the rope.
Oh.
Yeah, just overhand doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds exhausting.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I stopped for about.
Not something you'll be doing.
I stopped for a short rest halfway.
Are you taking a full?
No, I'll get across. That was a joke.
Wanted to check.
As you furiously check your notes.
Didn't have to for that one. So you make it across. The boat
I do? Good.
Yeah, you make it across.
Okay.
The boat is now on the other side with your 3 companions.
Is there a name on the bow?
No.
What do we want to
is it-
name this boat?
Yes,
Is it leaking?
What?
Is it leaking?
I don't know. I didn't look.
Maybe guess not.
I write SS Sturm Grimmy on the bow
Sure, why not?
with my pen.
You could use my chalk.
That will come off. I have a never-ending ink
Oh,
pen.
that's right. Yeah, with different colors.
Holwyn hands you a bottle of wine. Here you go.
Thanks.
There's them for the rest of us. Clank.
Huh. I meant to christen the boat with it since you just named it.
What?
Why would you do that? That sounds like a weird tradition.
Was that good wine?
No.
Here, try it.
No, let us smash it against the boat.
No, I just got grabbed by a million, like, dead hands in the
Oh, it
water.
wasn't a million.
It was between 10 and a million hands.
900,000.
Okay, I'm gonna sit in the boat while Seth, you pull us across.
Are we all getting in the boat?
Or we can take a short rest so I can get my wild spell, my
How
wild
long does
shapes.
it take to get across the water?
It probably 5 minutes.
How long did it take me to get across the water?
I mean, you're tired, but it's not all that far to just pull yourself hand over hand over hand. It's just tiring.
What did you see on the other side?
I did not look. I just came back over.
Quick scouting.
Yes.
I was getting a boat. I wasn't scouting. I would have done a fully different animal if I was scouting.
So I will pull us across. Why don't not you relax and dangle your feet over the side into the water?
Do it.
Do it.
Peer pressure.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I just take as much room in the boat as I possibly can.
You take up quite a bit. It's not a very big boat.
I'm just gonna.
4 of us in there.
I pull us across.
I'm gonna sit in the center and just rest.
Okay.
Check for leaks.
No,
I'm basically gonna snake myself between everyone.
and lay down.
The
Yeah.
boat is fairly low in the water at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Just about an inch is all
Dangle
that
your
remains.
hand over the side. You know how
From
like when you're going
the water
along,
line
you just
to the
kind
top of
of
the boat.
lay your hand along the surface of the water.
Yeah, you know, in horror movies.
Why
when
is it's the time Nines is not actively trying to get us all killed? You're like, maybe you should do that, buddy.
Come on.
You wanted to see the hands.
I start rocking violently back and forth. I do not do that.
Here,
That is not something I am going to
I'll
do.
pull out my mop and just sort of dip it in the water, as far away as the handle can go, holding it loosely.
Okay, nothing's happening.
Oh, okay. Smelly mop. Throw it back in my bag.
Oh,
I continue to pull us across.
you managed to cross the lake.
What do
didn't
we
have to
see on the
roll
other
for it.
side?
At first, very small shoreline, and then it goes deeper into a tunnel.
So at this point, if we can't get through the rubble on the tracks and we have to take this route, and there are something like 300 plus
There's
changelings,
no way they're coming across.
and we can take 3 at a time,
Better yet, just have them go across the
I
top.
mean, we could maybe get 4 if they all turn into dromars.
Hello, 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 hello.
so would that be boring for the viewers? is to take 330 changelings
Why
across
don't
3
we
at a
keep
time?
going and see?
I love we've crossed a single room. Looks like that's the way.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why don't we see if we can find some more blasting powder or something?
Well, this is we need to do something because this isn't good at all.
I'm aware.
It would be terrible if this dungeon has no solution.
What?
This has never happened in our life ever.
What?
the DM forgot to put in a solution.
What's on the other side of the stinky lake?
Teres.
Baby,
Stuff. Don't worry about it.
Just gonna take a bathroom break with my
Yeah.
computer.
Accidentally rotated the picture.
Well, in that case, we'll
All
go
right.
Can
east.
then you rotate the picture so we end up right back where we started? That would be cool.
Also, why don't you lead the way with your sword?
That's what I was doing before, but then the cat ran ahead.
Yeah.
But I forgot my duck. Let's go back and get it.
You can go. Did
Yeah.
you really forget your duck?
I did not forget. It was in my hand the whole time.
Oh, you're
'Cause
just splashing it in the water like that.
Well, if I let it go, it might go into there, and then I'd have to use like my mage hand to get it back.
Right. Yeah.
That's way too much work.
Ooh, you should have sent your mage hand down under the water.
Can you do that?
Why not?
Alright. That is better. Get that on
Yeah, it really doesn't say.
I don't think there's any reason it couldn't.
Well, if we're by the water, I'm gonna use my mage hand to like go 30
Down.
feet into the water. Does it find any willing mates for a handshake?
Yes, it does.
I shake violently.
You managed to shake them off. They're not holding on too hard.
See if you can pull one up.
I do not let go as a power move where you just
yeah,
you just yank as hard as you can.
So you're Donald Trumping it right now.
No, I'm gonna be successful at it. You can only do 5 pounds of force with
Yeah, your
this.
mage hand doesn't have enough force to pull that up.
10 pounds. It has 10 pounds of force.
I was thinking through about how much force. I don't think 10 pounds, because that's gonna cut it. Yeah.
Are you trying to get someone to lend a hand?
Also, do you have something fist shape and then we can do fishing with it?
You want to fish for hands?
Yeah. Let's do it.
I used to have a fishing tackle. I don't think I have it anymore.
I think it went overboard.
It got lost when the boat went down.
Yeah.
Fine, we won't go hand fishing.
Let's venture forward.
I do have a 7.5 foot long piece of wood and some string.
To replace your trident?
Mm-hmm.
That's
saw
a
the
pot?
trident?
No, we turned the trident into a big pot.
You want to get hand fishing?
Let's go. Let's
go
move
explore.
onward.
That was
come back to
meandering. So you continue down the passageway,
Yes.
going deeper into this section of the caves.
With Olsef in the lead.
Mm-hmm.
And you come into a room. I'm going to show you all this. Okay. There we go.
Hmm.
I can kind of see the direction we can go.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Forgot to turn that off. Not that it really matters much. That gives you an idea.
So, is that a wall with a door?
I'll describe it now that
okay.
you've gotten an idea. This room isn't very high compared to the previous room with the fetid lake. It's only about a 15-foot ceiling here, but it contains a set of huge metal doors.
We say huge around here.
And on either side of the metal doors are massive bars. It's a bit like a jail cell when you're looking at it. The doors are, however, solid, to be clear. The metal that it's made of, in the light that you have, looks almost pinkish. Behind these bars look like a set of machines, boilers. There's pipes running from this mess of metal into the walls. And it seems that they go straight into what looks to be natural cave wall and deep into the mountains. There is a small leak coming from one of these pipes that's hitting the rocks beneath it. And there's a very tiny hole that goes down into the darkness. Looks to be pretty deep at this point. And in the corner of the room, behind the doors, there's a pile of discarded pipe pieces.
Hey, Olsef! Free pipe!
I see that. So there is the door. Well, I tried the doors. Are they locked?
Nope, they open.
Oh.
They're very heavy.
I was looking forward to just spending the next hour and a half trying to break through bars.
Yeah, but now all we have to deal with is the 3 traps that you just set off.
The doors are very heavy,
Mm-hmm.
so they open slowly. It takes some effort, but they open.
Okay, so I'm inside the room with this thing with all these pipes.
Yep.
Are these pipes, do they look like they connect to some sort of device like a boiler or a furnace or something, or are they just kind of a tangle of pipes?
There's what looks like boilers in this room, and they're extremely large. Think industrial size.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And the pipes that go in and out of them go up into the ceiling and out through the walls. It doesn't give you any indication of where they're headed to. It just goes straight into the rock.
Are there valves and dials and things?
There's a dial. There's like a gauge.
On one of the boilers?
On most of this.
Oh.
Like, there's a lot of places where there are little readouts.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Can I have some gum?
Yes.
It's pretty good.
I give you the extra quarter stick I have of the pretty good gum. So I go over to where there's this little leak you said in one of the pipes.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
dripping down and
I
hitting
stick
the
my
floor.
gum in it.
Okay.
Everything comes to life.
I fixed it.
You take
I'm an engineer.
6 acid damage.
Ow!
I wanted to test to see what the liquid was.
It's acid.
Did it
Yeah, but
hurt?
what does it taste like?
Pretty good.
Really?
Citricky.
Insight check.
I'm not telling the truth.
Oh, good. I rolled really good, though.
I take 6 acid damage.
Yeah, you take 6 acid damage.
So did it look like the leak in the pipe was because it was cracked, or that this stuff had like eaten its way through?
This looks more like it's not very well sealed.
Is it sealed now?
No.
Oh. I start filling a vial with acid.
Okay. Okay. You do that.
So these pipes hold the acid, other than where it wasn't very well sealed. Are any of these pipes closed on one end, or could they be closed?
They're. What do you mean closed?
To make
Unlike
like a
one end.
container. I mean, the pipes are just cylinders open on either end.
Oh, the loose pile, you mean?
Yeah, of the
I thought
loose
you were
pile.
talking about the
No,
ones
the
all
loose
connected.
pile.
No. The loose pile, they're all just loose pipes. So, well, like, it's a pipe. It's piping.
Do you think they use the acid to, like, melt through the limestone?
I bet it would work really well. It is very strong acid. Did you see how deep this hole is? With it?
I fell how deep.
Is there just a hole in your finger now?
That's not new.
So if I take one of the pipes,
Okay.
okay, and I take my hammer, and what I'm attempting to do is collapse and close off one end of the pipe, basically pound down on it, okay, so that instead of like that, it goes like that.
Why are we doing that?
To collect acid, a lot of it, to melt through the rocks.
Oh, how are we gonna get it over there?
It might be the other
I'm
side.
making
We can check
a
to the other side.
container out of pipes.
Oh, you're making like a big cup.
Yes.
Okay. Now I understand.
Okay. So can I
So
do
the
that?
most
Does
deadly Long Island iced tea.
So I'm pounding. I am pounding on this pipe. Is it malleable?
Not very. I mean, you're definitely denting the end in, but it's not super malleable metal. You're pounding on cold metal.
Put
Are the
it
pipes-
on your
what
sword.
type of metal it is.
Are the pipes also pink?
Yeah, everything here is this kind of pinkish metal. Not super malleable.
Does it
You're denting it as you smash it with your hammer.
look like it's magic? Like it might have some sort of acid protection magic on it if I study it?
You're fairly certain, with a pretty cursory glance, that it's not
Okay.
magical in nature. Like there's not some sort of protective cast on it, but it may be made of like
Alloy.
some sort
stuff.
of alloy created through the use of magic.
I see.
You've never seen a metal like this. And I'm saying metal so much that it's starting to lose its meaning.
Metal.
Okay.
Metal.
So
What's
Metal.
that effect called? Where you say a word
I
so
don't
much
know.
that it actually starts to lose its meaning?
endless repetition to
I forget what
terminal
that's
boredom.
called.
Semantic.
Well, we're trying to find what that is. I'm guessing since they were using these pipes and they weren't going all in a straight line all the time, that there are in fact some pieces of pipe that are like 90-degree angles and maybe even U-shaped.
Semantic satiation. Thank you.
May I make a suggestion?
Mm-hmm.
Before we cart deadly acid through the mines, why don't we make sure we're not gonna get in a big fight where we're gonna spill acid all over ourselves?
No, we would spill it
Before
on
we-
our people we were fighting.
Or in the boat or whatever.
You might spill it on the people you're fighting.
if we're
That
lucky.
depends on how well you roll.
I'm just saying we can come back to here if we need acid.
Do a spill check. Yes, we know how to come back the way we went.
We've done it once or twice.
I
Okay.
did forget my golden rule. If you put metal in front of old Seth, he's gonna
Try and
hit it
bend
with
it.
a hammer.
Yeah, he loves hitting metal with hammers. But he doesn't know how to blacksmith, weirdly.
Seems like it would be a hobby of his at this point.
One would
Like you-
expect. Well, let us continue to explore. That is a good point. We can come back and
I like
collect
that you
acid later.
have something that can heat metal up and you're not using it to heat the metal up. Or does
Yeah.
your sword not do that?
I don't know. I've never tried that.
I think that since it doesn't have a duration of its on effect, yeah, you could.
Assuming it gets hot enough.
It's not like forge hot,
But,
but yeah, I mean, it would definitely make any sort of metal more malleable.
Well, that
I'm
would be
also-
something to try later, but you are right. Let us explore.
yeah, I just don't want to run into some sort of like thing covered in teeth and then be carrying like 3 gallons of acid precariously for the chance that we might melt some rocks that we don't know yet.
What do you think we're gonna run to that skittery thing?
Yeah, I assume it's covered in teeth. Is that a safe assumption?
Well, no, I didn't see it.
Might be. Could be
Okay.
a safe assumption.
So is there anything else here besides loose pipes and acid dripping?
And no, the room seems to be pretty utilitarian.
Do you want one of the pipes?
There are some.
I'll take one of the pipes. How long are they?
There's all sorts of different lengths.
I'll take a 6-foot long piece of pipe.
That way you can hit on it in your free time. With
Or I
your
can
hammer.
just swing it on.
So wait, was there a dial that I could play with?
I think they were just gauges.
They're on
you said.
gauges.
There's no button or dial or ripcord I can play with.
No?
Well, I do an investigation for it.
Okay. Go ahead.
I got a. That's like 8. I don't have anything to investigation.
Wondering. Nine's not the curious cat.
He's curious, he's just not good at it.
Well, it's curious, but never finds out anything.
Nine-
Yeah, that's why I'm curious. I'm so curious. I just can't absorb any information.
Nines is the cat that runs into the sliding door to the patio every time.
And then I just look at you like I meant to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's venture forward.
Yes.
All right. As you head out of this room, which seems, like I said, pretty utilitarian, you go a little ways down, and then you come into, well, a T-junction. You can go northward more, or you can kind of turn back south. From the southern direction, you actually get kind of a nice, sweet smell.
Yeah, it's the
really-
cookies.
It's really subtle. It's almost a little like the scent of honey coming up from that.
Oh, we go that way.
Whereas the other direction, it's
No, you don't need to explain. We go the honey direction.
Okay, sure.
I just start wandering that way. I'm not
Do
sure.
you, do you like sniff the smell lines and like float off the air towards it?
Yeah, can I use can I use Featherfall to just float towards the honey smell?
Can I voluntarily fail a wisdom save?
Yeah, you can voluntarily fail the wisdom save if your character's
So
like, no, stupid now.
Ulseth notices that Nines has wandered off
We'll follow.
down one of the hallways and not wanting to divide the party. I don't know why not this time. But nonetheless, I follow along behind the wandering Nines with my flaming sword on.
I am really glad that your code refuses to let you just abandon me.
So,
It's your Achilles heel.
the honey scent eventually reaches a point where it's no longer growing in potency or strength, and instead it becomes infused with a more floral aroma, which is really quite lovely. And it smells almost like wildflower honey.
Do I recognize this smell as a trained nature knowing person?
It smells like I'm describing it.
Okay. It doesn't smell like any specific plants that I'm familiar with. Okay.
No. Do you continue further in? Just keep following along?
Is there any red flags being thrown up?
No more
No.
than she's given you
No, then
already.
yeah, we keep going.
Well, you keep going.
Okay.
I'm just continuing to follow along behind.
I cast
behind
guidance
Nines.
on Nines.
Okay. You continue down this passageway. Nines, since this is your character, right?
I would hope so.
How motivated is Nines by the smell of honey? right now?
What have we been eating the last 8 days?
10
Well,
days.
that's why I'm asking.
Beans.
Because it's
I've
been
been-
beans
I've been-
and one day of pancakes and a little bit of basilisk
See,
meat.
so
I've been
it-
flavoring the beans differently every day.
Oh yeah, different flavored beans.
Yeah, and different types of beans. It's been lentils. There's been like fava
They're
beans.
almost like many.
There's been llama fava beans.
Yeah, there has been llama-shaped fava beans. I allowed that.
I'm just saying, I'm keeping an eye out for dangers while following behind Nines.
I would say this because I had pancakes more recently and no one else did.
That's true.
I am less susceptible to
Honey.
yes, if it seems more obvious of a trap, I will at least get an insight check
Like,
into it.
Best case scenario, there's giant bees down
Yeah.
here.
Okay, so you are really hoping this is something good.
Yeah, like
but
I am hungry,
You're
but
not going total stupid.
there's no such thing as a free lunch unless you have a sword that just makes a lot of food.
Or Soria's with
And
it.
Soria's with me and can just make food from the knife that produces free food.
Okay.
But there's usually not a free lunch in a death cave.
Yeah, there's
full
definitely
of
never
fungus.
going to
Okay,
be
so
some
you haven't
karmic
gone
knockback
just-
with that knife.
I'm not feral. But only because I
making
had the
sure.
pancakes.
Just making sure.
It's the
Like I got
You're
something.
one pancake away.
I was one pancake away from just leading us to a death trap.
So as you go down this passage, you start to notice that the floor becomes softer, almost like you're walking on kind of a moss texture.
Are we inside a dragon?
What?
Did we just wander through a giant dragon?
Do dragons smell like honey?
I've
And
never
flowers?
maybe
You've never been inside a dragon before?
That is canonically not true.
I would like to inspect the cave if we're finding moss
Okay.
and inspect the moss.
It's not moss.
What is it?
It's some sort of plant matter, but it's not moss.
Okay.
You're 100% certain of that.
Does it look familiar?
What does it taste like?
Did you just taste some?
No, I did not. I'm asking Soria what it tastes like.
I'll take.
Because this seems like a trap.
Well, Seth, why don't you go ahead?
Go ahead and what?
Find the honey we're looking for.
You do not want to rush headlong into a dangerous situation?
If this
No,
is
I can. Now it's dangerous, so you can go ahead.
If this is some sort of man-eating plant, that wouldn't like fire. And you
I
have...
wouldn't like nines, though. I'm delicious.
Okay. Just so, what? How are we in like a room or a tunnel?
Is this
or...
like still the tunnel, right? It's just started getting
Yeah.
planty.
Yeah.
If only I took speak with
I
plant.
poked the tip of my flamey sword into the soil underneath us.
Into the plant matter.
Okay. Nothing seems to happen.
Does it burn?
It's
Pretty damp.
and it's pretty damp in here.
Is
So-
there anything? What are the walls like? The walls, the ceiling.
I mean, they're pretty much the same as before.
I'm gonna take a little chunk
The
of
floor that's kind of changing.
I'd like to take a little chunk of basilisk meat
Okay.
and just throw it down the hall.
Doom, 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 doom. Yeah. Kind of bounces a little bit. And then
Okay.
you hear this kind of thud of meat hitting the ground, I guess.
Seems good. Go ahead, Nines.
Oh, no. Wolfsef is taking over. Go ahead, buddy.
I proceed very slowly and cautiously, step by step, inch by inch,
And I'm just gonna fall
Looking
behind,
for-
watching for danger.
watching for any change on, things sliming down the walls, a change in the texture underneath my feet, anything that I can see
Guidance.
with my dark vision and my
sword.
Well, you can tell there's
sword, but I also have goggles of night on, so I can see a good long way in the dark or in dim light.
There's one clear change that you pick up on as you get deeper. The walls are more the deeper you go, they're more jagged and more rough. So you were in kind of a carved area back where that gate and piping was. It was more carved. But there were also still natural parts in it. This looks like, how best to describe it? Well, picture in your head, kind of rock being smashed up with like a jackhammer or something, and you know how it creates all these like jagged lines, and you smash it apart. It's clearly rough here.
Yeah, but it has been carved out. It's not natural.
There's no signs of carving.
No, it just looks this way.
It's just jaggedy
It's-
rock.
It's really jaggedy rock here. Looks like this rock was broken away, but not carved away.
I see. So how far have we gone down this passage since we came to the T-junction and Nines decided to
Like
go
200
bounding
feet.
off? 200 feet?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll continue moving cautiously forward, looking for any changes
I'll
again.
pick up the meat as we go by.
Okay. Pick up the meat.
Are you just going to keep tossing it in front of us?
No.
I think you should.
Yeah, every time we get to the meat, I'll throw it forward again. And then
Okay,
pick it up
sure.
and then throw it forward.
Travel deeper past the really rough, jagged parts, and now the walls, they also seem to become more plant-like.
Like it's growing up.
Yeah.
Like whatever's on the floor is growing up on the walls.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I really should have taken speak with plants.
The smell at this point now becomes almost intoxicating. It's truly lovely. It's just I mean, it is pure nectar.
This is like an olfactory siren. Terrific.
And the ground is now almost like walking on like slippered feet. So soft, so plush. The best carpets in the world. can't compare to this surface.
We should rip this out and put it into our campsite.
I'm going to speak in Sylvan and say, is anyone here?
No response.
Okay.
I take a Lashalar and try to like carve out maybe a square foot of whatever's growing on the floor.
Okay, sure. You do that.
Mm-hmm. How thick is it?
How far down do you want to cut?
To the stone.
You don't find stone.
To the entire depth of my blade.
Of a Lashalar, it's like, what, that long?
Yeah, about
Like
18 inches
18
or so.
inches.
Yep.
Grab
So
it,
I,
Sink it all the way to the hilt.
I cut out a cubic foot of whatever this is.
Yeah, sort of rough. You got an angle cut down there and, you know, scoop it out.
Mm-hmm.
You have a pretty messily cut chunk of
Like
plant flesh.
Yeah, does it hold together? Or is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like Jello.
I mean, you know, if you like tearing lettuce for salad and it's, you know, solid in there, but kind of gooey too. It's like, you know, it's that.
On the inside of
Yeah.
like the
Kind
stem.
of halfway between, actually asparagus and an aloe plant.
Okay.
Well, that was descriptive.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, so I let everybody know that that this is so thick that it doesn't even get anywhere near the stone floor anymore. Are we getting intoxicated? Are we still lucid?
You're still lucid. It's just
Okay.
incredibly lovely.
Is there a source of the smell I can see, like a flower or?
No,
An end of the tunnel?
there's no end to the tunnel yet. You're probably 300 feet in now.
Was there any reaction to cutting out this chunk?
No.
Well, shall we continue to explore until we are trapped in the deadly miasma of intoxication? Or do you want to go the other way?
This seems pretty good.
Okay. So you go further in.
I didn't say that.
Mine's dead.
Nines goes further, yeah, no.
You go further into the tunnel. And now about 350 feet in, you can feel just the most subtle of air movements, this warm breeze.
Oh, it's
Coming
breathing
across
on
your
us
face.
now.
What would be breathing? It's
I
a
don't-
plant.
I go up to
And
nines
there's also a cool wind at your back.
at our back, coming from behind us as we're going forward.
Yes, yes.
See us breathing in.
Does it
Are they
change?
alternating? Yeah.
Yes.
This is a good plan. This is great.
I tie nines. You who are nines.
What? This
I am going to tie a rope around your waist so that when you yell, "Help! I am being devoured by this plant," I can pull you back out.
Also, what kind of plant does that?
The kind that you are going into. And I tie a rope around Nine's waist, cinching
Make
it.
a perception check.
Who?
Anyone. Whoever wants to make it first.
Oh, I have a rope going around me now.
Perception. 21.
You notice that the room you're in is a little larger here, and that there's clearly spines on the walls. Sharp spines. They're moving.
I'm just gesturing to them to point out the spines.
I can see that because I have dark vision.
Do you say that? 'Cause I can see that. I have dark.
I have dark vision and
I have
goggles.
dark
of
vision.
light.
I can see you moving. It's all gray and whatnot.
I'm going to slowly back out of the room.
The room begins to shake, and the ceiling begins to shrink.
We start running as fast as we can.
Take a little break, folks, because we have puppies. For all of you watching, this is only going to be a second or two, but we're going to go check on our pups. So we'll be back in just a moment. Thanks. Welcome back, everyone. I'm going to change up this music for a minute here. Let's see what happens. When we left off from that break, the mouth was closing. And before I go any further, I forgot to mention this at the top of the show. We do have 2 very young puppies. They're 9 weeks old now.
Pixar didn't happen.
And
put on our Twitter.
Yes, I will do that. They're 9 weeks old, so we're going to be taking little breaks sporadically to just go check on them and make sure that they can go to the bathroom. They're mostly sleeping. We have someone watching them, but it won't impact you too much because we're just going to edit all that time out. Thanks for bearing with us while we take care of our pups. Back to the action. So the mouth is closing.
Ulsa
Digest
says,
quest. Digest quest.
run away.
I'm simultaneously doing.
Run away, and I begin to run away.
Okay, you're running away. Nines, what are you doing?
Nines is on the end of my rope.
Yeah, I'm at the end of a rope, so do you take me... How much rope do you have on me?
Well, it's a 50-foot rope. It's tied around you, so it's about 42 feet of rope. Minus what I'm holding, I'd say, 37 feet length.
So you just have it loose? It's not all coiled up?
Yeah,
as I'm running away, it becomes uncoiled, and I am running away. And if Nines can't keep up, I just simply keep running,
so
and you roll and bounce and whatever it is.
Stuck in that cube that you
and Roadrunner.
It's really soft, so when you bounce and get dragged along, it's not hurting you. But I'm running with Nines at the end of my rope.
There's just the rope like. Unraveling very quickly as Nines looks down at it, looks up, looks down, looks up, looks down, looks
holds up a sign.
Waves.
Holds up a sign that says help.
No. I would use a spell slot and skywrite help, and then get pulled away.
So you're Looney Tunesing.
And making all sorts of like ends of my rope.
So because of that, we'll come back to that in a second.
Things like that.
What are you doing?
As I'm quickly making my way out of the mouth, I am going to cast. I'm going to be pulling out my little holly branch, cast Good Berry, and toss 10 good berries back into the mouth. Hopefully, making it so full it will have no interest in eating us.
That's very clever.
How many good berries is a Nines worth?
Well,
at least
it says it magically can sustain a creature with 1. It doesn't say how much. So if a dragon eats 1, it's sustained, no matter if it's a wormling or an ancient drake. So I think volume doesn't actually come into it. It's just full upon eating 1.
And then you can become degrees of ever more full, apparently.
Well, I don't know. I'm just covering my bases here as I run out.
And Hulwen is encouraged to run out because Ulfis was yelling, run away, run away, run away.
Who said that Hulwen ever followed you 3 in on this one?
That's true. They've been
waiting outside. Like, you guys go ahead. I'm not following you in on this one.
We could have tied the rope around them and then drag them with us.
As I run out, is there any effect from all the good berries I threw in?
Not that you notice.
Okay.
Okay.
Is Nines enjoying his journey being pulled along the soft carpet?
I have a full turn before that rope gets taut. So,
Ulseth, make an athletics check.
Dirty 20.
Okay. You do manage to run, and run quickly. Pulling the rope when it eventually becomes taut. And taut it becomes. Nines.
Because you would go 60 feet.
I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
this is
Don't thank me.
Guidance.
Guidance only lasts for a minute. It's long gone.
Yeah.
23.
So apparently, Ulysses' brute strength and your feline agility have balanced out so that despite doing the Looney Tunes Coyote and Roadrunner, you managed to get yanked, land on your feet, and then are now running. It's a little bit like being on a treadmill that's slightly too fast. That's kind of the effect that you're feeling. Ulseth is really booking it, and you are having to really book it.
We have the same speed.
But not necessarily the same energy in leaving.
And I'm only going 30 feet because I'm casting a spell, so I can't do a full run action.
You are quickly sauntering.
Yeah.
You toss the good berries in. I need you to make a...
Pocket berries!
That's the spell. Those are the somatic, the verbal components. Pocket berries.
I need you to make a dexterity save.
But I say it in Sylvan. Dexterity.
Pocket berries in self.
Saving throw. Okay.
Yep.
18.
Okay.
I rolled a 17. Nice.
You all managed to make it out just as the jaws collapse behind you, sealing off that portion of the cave.
Good thing it is sealed. Nines will not be tempted to go back again.
Let me in! Let me in!
It now smells like...
I want the ambrosia back!
I cut off 2 cubic inches of my cubic foot of plant material and
Sure.
give it to Nines like catnip.
It doesn't smell like the aroma that you were
The
experiencing.
aroma is coming from inside
What does it
that
smell
mouth.
like?
Heat.
It's kind of, I don't know, little,
Herbal?
yeah. Excuse me,
Like
very
a-
herbal,
like
very,
oregano?
it smells like dirt, really. It's just sort of neutral.
Kind of like Herbalife.
Do you want to taste it? You often taste things and ask how it tastes.
Well, it didn't look poisonous. It looked like it would just eat us.
You can talk to plants. Why don't you say, sorry for bothering you? Also.
And cutting a hole in you.
I could do that. I do that. I talk to plants, not being able to respond, hear their response, but say, sorry, never mind, it was the cat's fault. I got him out of here. I did take a piece.
Tell them that I hope they enjoy the good berries.
Oh, yes. And the good berries, those are yours to keep. I hope they satisfy you for the next 10 days.
I do lick the thing that was given to me.
Holman's just playing a game of solitaire here. Mm-hmm. So how was the mouth?
What does it taste like?
The clump.
It just sort of neutral. It's gooey. There's kind of a thick, viscous goo, which actually has sort of a, I don't know, oddly pleasant mouthfeel. You're like, it's like...
Like pretty good gum?
You know, you can play with Jell-O and like push it between your teeth and stuff. It's kind of like that, except it doesn't break apart like Jell-O does. It sort of comes back together, flubber style.
How does that compare to the pretty good gum?
The gum is better, but
This looks like a lot of fun.
What on earth are you doing?
it's called role-playing, Alexis.
You're like the world's worst wine taster over there.
This has earthy notes to it.
His cave muck tastes like mud.
They can see you over. You're like, chewy.
Extremely strong notes of baby diaper.
I think it might just be shit.
All right.
Let's go.
Let's go
the other way.
Yeah, the other way down the T-junction.
Look at my mental tasting this.
We leave you.
I like that I didn't even get to describe what it was. The air was like coming from the other nines. Just went, no sweet smell, meow meow.
Yeah. We'll go back to the T-junction and sniff the other direction.
Whenever I do nines, I have to throw in meow meow.
Yeah. That way you know.
That way you know it's me.
Yes, we sound exactly alike.
We sound exactly alike, meow meow.
That's what I do, meow meow.
The watchers will never be able to tell us apart, meow meow.
Meow meow meow.
Meow meow meow.
I'm glad you are enjoying that.
No, I am not enjoying this. I just can't stop.
You can't stop? That could be very useful in the future. I will hold on to this.
It's like a Jello Jewels.
That's not going in my bag.
No, I will carry it.
Okay.
It is not very heavy.
Jello Jewels?
Yeah,
What?
it's addictive. It's just
Oh,
It's
like
weird.
Juul.
yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
I was like, what is a Jello Jewel? I thought that was like.
It's like emeralds that you just.
No, I
Like
thought it was
Gushers.
a weird '90s product. You know how we
Yeah,
had
like Gushers, almost.
You know how we had like Crystal Pepsi, and we had Pepsi Blue, which is just Pepsi except they colored it blue.
And
we
it
had a lot.
tasted like blue.
Oh yeah, they also made it taste like blue.
So,
I thought it was
This-
something like that.
This
that I'd
is
never
like,
heard of.
I'm going to say this is like high C ectoplasm mixed with some sort of thing that just solidifies
Wait,
it.
You just is this a real product? High C ectoplasm?
yeah, it was a high C that was Ghostbusters themed.
When did this happen?
In elementary school.
Yeah.
I wasn't cool enough to know that. My parents never bought name brand stuff.
My parents never bought me that stuff either, but I
High
knew about
C?
it because it was Ghostbusters. It was Slimer, the coolest
green
ghost
High
ever.
C.
Did you actually have any of this? Since we're on this tangent.
I
now.
honestly can't remember. Can we get that on? Let's find out if we can get a case on eBay.
Not gonna be good.
want that. Oh,
I
man.
remember High C. We used to get it. It's a powdered.
Oh, sorry,
it
it's
was
the Ecto Cooler. My bad.
Yeah.
And they did bring it back in 2016, and we can get that for $5.
I have
a full
feeling
can
that's
of
gonna
something
be
from
terrible.
2016.
I assure you, it's already dead, so we can't go back.
What was the expiration date? It's just the label.
Oh, it is insert only. This is garbage.
So,
All right.
Go back to that
Okay,
was
it'll be like
tangent.
$30 for us to get a case of it. It's a 10-pack.
I don't want it.
It says sealed new expired.
I don't want it. It sounds terrible.
sealed new expired.
Like
is
how many subs do we have to get before we buy that and make me drink it?
Tell you what,
I think High C was like
20,000 subs, and
Tonight.
and we'll buy a case of High C Ecto Cooler, and
no.
Wong will drink it. 20,000 subs. If we get to that point where we got 20,000 subs in a month,
They will be able to pay for his hospital bills.
Yeah.
exactly.
I have great insurance.
Great.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
I would
So
like
the
to go
other
to the
room-
T-junction.
When did it expire?
I'd like to go to the T-junction and hear the rest of the smell description.
Man, we tangented hard. That was one hell of a squirrel.
Well, just because Olsef asked, March 20th, 2017 is when this expired.
I'm pretty sure that people have eaten things older than that.
How do you want me to interpret
Man.
that?
People ate really old stuff like 1,000 years ago.
Yeah, 1,000 years ago, they ate really old things.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
1,000 years old. We go
So-
the other
Yeah,
way.
the math, that,
What
that
is the
checks
other-
out.
What does the other way smell like?
Yeah, what does that
Yeah.
place smell like? Please tell me High C Ecto Cooler.
Ghosts.
Especially expired.
Smells like ghosts. Hey, come on, I want a ghost hunter show to tell us what ghosts smell like.
Phasmophobia
High C
definitely
Ec-
should have had a smellometer.
It's high C ecto cooler is what it smells like.
Especially expired ones.
So you have it's sort of a very stale air.
Oh, I go
It's
back
like-
towards the honey.
It's got the smell of like a limestone cave, but also mixed with. It's like something that died a long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
It is high C hectare cooler.
So please don't sue us.
I see.
Specifically the Ecto Cooler division.
It's still active.
So, I'll go down that path.
Okay.
Oh, I follow very closely behind.
I am being dragged by a rope.
Still, I'm going to keep the rope on Nines.
You
But-
didn't say anything about not going into the death plant.
But I'm going to coil it up so it's only 15 feet long.
Meow meow. For ear watchers, that was Alexis.
You could tell from the meow meow.
Yes.
That was not me. Meow meow. So this room that you come to,
Well, it didn't eat
it
us. That's
has
something.
sarcophagi lining the sides of a long brazier. So picture basically an oil trough.
Okay, so, yeah, going down the center.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you've seen National
National Treasure, yeah.
kind of think that.
All right, got
And
it.
everyone in our audience has seen that movie.
Yes.
Same with Small Soldiers.
So is it lit? Is the trough lit? Okay.
No, it is
okay.
not.
Is there oil in it?
Well, let her finish.
Yes, there is
Uh-oh.
oil in it. That is literally the next line.
Ooh.
It is still filled with oil. And it is in the middle of the room to give you this layout. And the sarcophagi seem to be... There are signs that these were important individuals, and the size of them would indicate that they are for dwarves or perhaps something smaller, but not too much smaller than a dwarf. Because they're definitely too small to fit individuals of your stature. That's the room that you're in. Oh, I forgot to mention, on the far side of the room from where you entered, there is a set of double doors.
How many sarcophagi are in here?
8 total.
8. All right. Well,
Is there a lock on any of them?
A lock?
or is it just heavy lid sort of thing?
It's... As far as you can tell, it seems to just be heavy lids.
I'm gonna fill 3 bottles with oil from the trough.
Okay.
I go to the double doors. Are they locked?
The double doors are not locked. They swing freely. So you can open them up if you wish.
Is Nines going to do grave robbing, or are we going to
Well,
Is there good loot in these
can we?
graves?
Are there
How
inscriptions?
would you know unless you open them? And then when you open them, the undead will rise and we'll have to battle
They're-
8 zombies.
There are inscriptions.
In ancient Glendring.
You have no idea
Of course not.
what they say.
Does Hilwyn have any idea?
So I'm just taking a guess at this. I think that this actually predates Glendrangan. I've seen old Glendrangan writings. I mean, we're elves. We got a lot of stuff written down because, well, when you live like 1,000 years, you read a lot of books. And I've read some pretty old stuff. Don't get me wrong, I'm not anywhere near 1,000. I'm like 57. So, I've read some of the old texts. This isn't anything I even recognize. I think this predates Glendrangan as a language.
So it could be really cool stuff in them.
Right, we should definitely rob these graves. Also, get on the other side. Let's push this over.
I have no concept of funeral rites outside of a swamp village. Let's do it.
Players instantly going, Oh, valuable stuff. Smash it. Yeah. To be fair, there are a couple of these that are clearly already looted.
Oh, like open already?
Yes.
Well,
Are there dead bodies
Yeah.
near?
Let's check them out.
So I'm gonna bring this up so that folks can see it, right? That would be way too big. I'm gonna switch tools and do that one there, which is the bottom left. That one is like smashed open, and you can see the skeleton of its inhabitant in there. Looks to be dwarven. Can't be 100% certain, but you know, taking a guess seems to be about right. And you can tell that, I mean, there's like torn cloth in there and stuff like that. It's been looted.
Yeah, nothing of value if I look into it.
No, there's nothing of value in that one. And
This is a long shot, but did it look like it died within the last 10 days?
no.
Dang it.
The one time we find a corpse, it's not 10 days
Well,
old.
maybe the other ones are 10 days old.
That's a good point. Let's open up these things.
Corpse boxes.
Yeah, let's corpse boxes.
Okay.
There's nothing in the code against corpse box opening, right?
I will stand back with my sword and keep guard.
Ooh, why don't we light the trough on fire?
No,
Why not?
it is very
I'm
long.
just saying national treasure that will just awaken everything.
But
The air in here is already very bad. If we light that fire, it will be a big fire. It will consume the oxygen.
maybe it's clean
We might as
oil.
well just try to climb. Maybe we should just try to climb into one of these sarcophagi and just suffocate ourselves now.
They take the oil and they clean it.
Yeah. All right. Why don't you detect magic and see if there's anything magic in here?
I can do that. I will detect magic and go from one to the other and see if any of them are magic.
If there's anything magic in any of the tombs here.
Yes.
Okay.
Are you gonna copy?
Well, before you do that, how thick was the open sarcophagus?
Hey, it's about like a 6 to 8 inch. It's a little variable on the inside sarcophagus.
Because
Like,
detect
it's really
magic
thick.
has it can only see through it can see through a foot of stone, so it should be okay. You should be able to detect through the sarcophagi
Okay.
if there's like necromantic energy in there or anything like that.
So I go from one to the other, getting up close, attempting to detect if there's any magic in or around any of the remaining, all 8 of them.
You detect a little bit of magic from. I'm just gonna make sure I'm right on these. Yeah, I will mark them for you with a circle.
So Olsaf is just walking around. Loot this one.
No, I am just saying.
Loot this one.
Spray paint an X on the ones that we should loot.
The
Yeah,
one
spray paint
that-
the X's on the ones we should desecrate.
With the
The
spray
one-
paint, I do not have.
With the one that's been crossed out, that's the one that's very clearly looted, smashed open.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 that are circled, which are the 2 middle ones of the bottom row, they have some sort of magical aura.
Inside.
In-
And I can
yeah.
tell what kind of magic with detect magic.
Yeah, so let me cover that back up. And
And the other ones don't. Those are the only 2.
yes. The one on the left, that one has abjuration magic. And the one on the right is divine.
Divine or divination?
Divine.
Are we getting that one first?
I report my findings to Nines and Zoria and Holwyn.
I think if we consider this logically, we have 300 changelings we have to get through.
Mm-hmm.
There may be something in these sarcophagi that will help us clear the rocks.
Good point. I take Crobashalar and I jam it into the sarcophagus.
So this is a necessary thing that we need to do.
We could use the acid to dissolve the limestone rocks.
But we'd have to figure out how to transport that much acid. But this might have a ring that magically moves rocks.
I am trying to just lift it up by myself right now.
Which
Okay, make a strength check.
the abjuration one or the divine one?
The divine one. That's a dirty 20.
Well, that's the strongest you have been
I set
since
the
we
DC
started this
at
campaign.
20 on that, and you made it.
So they just hear this.
Yes, you do.
We look over.
And then, like, as you
Look
do
what
that,
I did!
there's like a sound like a vacuum as you crack that open, like the air gets sucked out. There's a huge pressure difference, and then there's a breeze that comes out from nowhere, and it sweeps over all of you as the top of the sarcophagus crashes against the ground. This strong smell of chlorine and some sort of wispy clouds come swirling up out of the sarcophagus that you've opened and swoops down over the feet of all of you. Well, as the smell fades, you hear... and then, eerie silence, and nothing remains.
What's about the other one now?
Do I detect that the divine magic is now gone?
Yeah, it's gone.
Can you detect where it went? Like a direction?
Not where you are. Anywhere but here.
How do
Yeah,
our
you should ask Dole about that.
how do our feet feel? How do our feet feel?
Cool.
Well, that went really well.
I look in the
I love that you
sarcophagus.
picked that one first.
I'd like to look in the sarcophagus.
Okay. You see absolutely nothing in there except the bottom.
So do you think that something was sealed in there?
Maybe it was friendly.
It was having fun.
Yeah, no one laughs that hard unless they're having a good time.
Yeah, and our feet feel really cool now.
You know, maybe I should have used my comprehend languages scroll to read these.
No, let's just open up the other one.
I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
What does abjuration magic do for
Protection.
everybody? Oh, good. So this one is magically protected.
Or it's like a ring that protects you, or some sort of spell. It's usually used to ward things away from you.
Oh, well, then let us let Nines open it.
I'm just gonna keep an eye out for ghosts.
Okay.
I guess I'll use Crobashalar and try to open this one by myself.
I gave you guidance.
You can get to the other side and
I don't have a crowbashalar.
It's a lever.
I have a dirty mop.
15.
This one is not quite as heavy as the others. And the top of the sarcophagus slides off, hits the ground. And inside you see the remains of a long since deceased dwarf, gently resting. And in their hands, they hold a crystal.
I take the crystal.
They also...
Wait.
Since
I use my magic hand to grab the crystal.
Okay,
So
you have the crystal.
a cat paw with its human thumb
Yep.
picks it up, puts it into my hand. It waves goodbye and disappears into the ether.
The
Okay.
crystal?
No.
Your hand?
What else was in it?
I'm guessing that you still have Detect Magic up.
It's 10 minutes.
Having not quite been 10 minutes in game at this point. You would at this point be able to detect that a set of bracelets that this individual is wearing is the source of the magic.
The crystal was not magic.
The crystal was not magic.
But it's mine now.
I will take the bracelets.
Why did you take the bracelet?
I was gonna, because I know Arcana, I can try and identify them.
You're not just gonna just put it on and figure it out as you go along?
No.
Oh, okay. Fine.
And then whoever they're best suited for will get them. Right?
That's very generous, yes.
I mean, that's what we do.
Yeah.
I feel like I did all the work. I got us the bracer. I got the crystal. I have awakened some ancient demon that just disappeared somewhere.
I gave you guidance.
Are you gonna ask Dole about that thing?
Fine. Let me just put these in the bag.
I'm gonna play with my crystal. Just like bat it around on the ground.
What color is the crystal?
Cloudy white. It would look a little bit like. Actually, it looks a little bit like
Like what?
quartz, a cloudy quartz.
Should I just add that as a custom item, or are you gonna add something later?
You can just add it as a custom item.
Hey, Dol.
Yes, Zoria.
Hi, Dol. How you doing?
Hello.
What?
I'm fine.
What are you up to?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was taking a brief nap.
I call you while you're
extremely
sleeping
late.
a lot.
I have a tendency to sleep quite a bit.
Oh, okay. So, 9's open to sarcophagus.
All by myself!
That is an event.
It had divine magic on it.
Okay.
And when it opened, there was a chlorine smell and ominous laugh. And mist came out of it, and now it's empty.
That's really a good thing.
What do you
Did he
think?
say it's a good thing?
He said rarely, so we have
there's
a chance. So, the tomb also has, like, pre-Glendrangan on it, like, really, really, really old language. What would that be about? Do you know that language?
No, I'm not currently well versed in ancient texts.
Oh, okay.
There may be a future iteration of myself that is.
Future iteration?
Is he just talking about getting older?
I think he's talking about... Yeah, I think so.
No. If I was talking about getting older, I would have said so.
No, he wasn't.
Then what is he talking about?
You know what? Can I put this on speaker?
Sure.
That's been a feature this whole time!
Yeah.
What else does this thing do? Does it have GPS? The goblin positioning system?
Let's find what Robot is! Oh, he's still in prison! You can just find any goblin with it. As long as you personally know the goblin, you can find them.
So,
You can find Sarah McGoblin.
would you recommend opening the other sarcophagi?
Generally, I don't recommend opening up ancient burial places.
You should have said that earlier.
Whatever you unleashed with that sarcophagus is... you're bound to encounter it later, I'm sure.
Oh, did we just, like, set ourselves up to make things harder?
Probably not immediately. Usually, spirits like that are grateful to those that freed them, but also somehow attracted to them in a way to reap their souls.
Ah,
It's somewhat unexplainable, at least in our current
I think it is
understanding.
saying it wants your soul.
Him and
They
the
don't-
devil.
They don't always act like that, but More often than not.
Well, he sounded pretty jolly.
Yes, maybe we're really Santa Claus. That's why I didn't get presents on Christmas.
Why are we talking to Dole other than, hello, Dole, how
I
are
was
you?
just curious if he knew anything about this.
Oh,
So I'm thinking if we're going to be being followed by a ghost, maybe I should use my comprehend languages scroll so we at least know the ghost's name.
Yes, then we can be friends with a ghost.
Right?
and you can read the inscriptions on all of these and see
Yeah.
if there's anything interesting.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, thank you, Doll.
Of course, I hope you didn't unleash some sort of ancient evil on the world.
Yeah, give that a 70% chance.
For or against.
Solid
Four.
50-50.
I'll let you know if we're called upon to dispense of said evil.
All right, thanks.
It's not uncommon in our line of work.
Well, we're 8 days under the mountain.
10.
10 days under the mountain. So hopefully we're gonna be out soon, and I'll let you know how it's going.
Oh, good. I would be glad to see you out of the mountain.
Yeah.
The mountains are dangerous.
And full of beans.
Do you know anything that makes horrible, dark, skittering noises under the mountain?
Yes,
What would that be?
there are many hundreds of things that can be.
Could you list them?
Yes, but due to time constraints, I'm not going to.
Ask about the dark void. What Skitterson is in a dark void?
Yeah, like a dark magical void.
I don't know why I'm saying that. I can just talk to him.
Yeah. You know what? I'm turning speakerphone off.
No!
Okay, fine. We'll keep it on.
I don't know why you just hung up on him.
I know how the disc works.
This is this is the mistake magical item that the DM gave to the players. Here's a powerful NPC you can talk to whenever you want. Yeah, have that item.
Well, we keep awakening ancient evil, so it's a good thing to get some context,
Yeah.
even if he never gives it to us.
So is Doe going to tell us what the evil skittering thing was?
Now that you've brought in some sort of dark void that it disappears into, that actually broadens the number of things.
Oh, cool.
Are any of them dangerous?
All of them.
There's not one that's not.
No, dark voids are 100% of the time bad.
Should I throw biscuits into it?
You know, we should take a note of that. Dark voids are 100% of the time bad.
What voids can we deal with?
Blue?
Blue voids are generally fine.
You want to go through all the colors? Yellow?
I've never encountered a yellow void.
Red?
Red voids are very bad.
Worse than dark voids?
They can be much worse than a dark void, but they're not necessarily always bad.
Periwinkle.
Never encountered a periwinkle void.
What about white?
White voids usually mean that you've drunk too much.
What about off-white voids?
That usually means that you've hit your head.
Well, what about cloudy rocks?
Cloudy rock.
Oh, I found this cloudy rock.
Oh,
That
crystal.
usually means it's some sort of crystal.
Yeah, what does it do?
It's a crystal.
I lick it.
I should mention that this crystal is clearly cut.
Okay.
Like it's a shaped crystal, so it's not just like a random crystal or something like that. This crystal was purposely made this way.
So like maybe quartz or something.
Yeah,
Does it taste like quartz?
sure. It tastes like quartz.
All right, doll. I'm
You know
gonna.
when you open up your watch and you're just like,
I'm gonna go read some sarcophagi. So thanks,
That's
doll.
good 60 hertz.
yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, goodbye, Soria.
Beep.
Well,
Star 69.
Wait, that'll cost you $1.25.
All right.
now we learned that Nines did it again.
All right. So I'm going to use my comprehend languages scroll.
Okay.
And I'm going to read the sarcophagus with the ghost in it.
It mostly says, "Do not open."
We should have done that part first.
That would have just made us do it more.
Yeah, like that would have stopped you.
Does it have any sign of like a name on it or like anything about it? It's just like the mummy.
Yeah, kinda. It's like, don't open this, and whatever this individual's name was, it ain't written here.
What about the one with the bracelet?
That one gives a tale, and I'll just kind of cut to the chase. Most of these seem to be some sort of rulers. They all, what you can gather, all these sarcophagi are rulers. Ancient kings, queens, monarchs.
What was the name of the one with the bracelets?
Let me check the notes here.
Ask her specific information.
Yulta.
In the Yulta?
Yeah. What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was saying, check the notes as code for DM code for. I have to make up a name.
No, not this time.
Nice.
And why didn't you get the names of everybody else?
You want the names of everyone else?
Why
on?
not?
Okay.
And their tragic backstory.
Okay. Going around from top left, because that's the numbering that I've done here. This one seems to be the oldest. The inscriptions here are the most faded. You can only get a partial name. It's something beginning with a B. Then you can't make out quite a few letters. And there's a T, then a D, then a few more letters, and a K.
Is there anything other than the name? Like dates or something like that?
Like what they're buried with?
There
Some
are
sort
no
of ledger?
dates on any of these. They all... They're basically inscribed with the story of their rulership. So it's, a brief accounting of their time as ruler. Ruler of what is a little unclear.
Well, at least these mountains, probably. Okay, I'll go to the next one.
This one, it seems like they're kind of going in order here. So this one's a little newer. You can get out about half the name, and then unfortunately some of the ceiling is caved in and smashed part of the sarcophagus and ruined the rest of it. The beginning of the name is Thuth. Thoth.
See, if we just left it alone, eventually it would just break the seal anyway. So,
Yeah.
if anything, I'm just speeding up something that was inevitable.
Yeah, we're taking care of a problem before it hits someone else.
Yeah.
What's the next one?
This next one, unfortunately, has the name crossed out.
Like someone etched it out.
Yeah, and upon closer investigation, it seems that most of their belongings have been looted. You kind of get the sense that this particular looting was an act of vengeance. So their name has been scrubbed from this historical record.
Okay.
The fourth one down. This is the first name that you get in full. And it seems that this ruler was rather famous for being a poet and author. Their name is Drognar.
Oh, we're looting this one.
Drognar. Okay.
After you finish doing that, I'm going to try to open that sucker up too.
Well, let me read all of them, and then I will tell you what all they are. Because right now I'm just reading them.
Out loud, right?
No.
Isn't that how you write things? You just say it out loud so we all know what you're talking about?
No.
Fine.
Then you can open it.
Okay.
So, are we going bottom row left or right?
Bottom row left.
So that's the looted one that's been smashed up.
And again, this one's so demolished, you get the sense this is probably... If the first one is vengeful, this might be petty vengeance.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing is just smashed to bits, and you can't make out any sense of what this person once was.
Okay, then the next one.
That one is Yulta.
Okay, that's the bracelet.
Mm-hmm. 7 is the one that just says, do not open.
Mm-hmm.
Now they open up, does it say, oh shit, you opened it?
Yeah. Oh, are there like claw marks on the inside of the lid?
No.
Oh, dang.
The claw marks on the outside of it?
Only yours. Then the last one. Its name is Gorgo Gratfell.
Ooh, let's loot this one.
Gorgo Grotfell. Alright. So, since we've already obviously released the worst possible thing here, we might as well open the other ones, right?
Sure. Why not?
And there's no magic in the other ones.
I did not detect any additional magic.
So,
Yeah, but the stone walls could be thicker on those ones.
that's true.
Mm-hmm.
The older ones might be thicker or something like that.
I will continue to stand back.
Alright, so we have Dick.
Biggest dickus?
We have Thoth, which I think is a Sumerian god. They have Drognar and Gorgo Grotfell.
Which one are we looting first?
Do you want to start oldest or newest?
I was gonna just like rob the poet.
Okay, Drognar.
Yeah.
Alright, that's the top right.
Are you going to help this time?
I will help.
Okay.
Guidance.
Alright.
And I'm helping, so you
Okay.
can have advantage.
I hold on the rope tightly in case I need to yank 9s away again.
Oh,
It's
nat
like a
20.
puppy getting into trouble. I'm like, no.
23.
Next.
Yeah,
20,
you pop it open. Inside, it's actually... It seems that this skeleton has decayed more than the others.
That we've seen.
Yeah, there's mostly bone dust at this point. Just the bones are disintegrating. It's incredibly fragile. But there are some scraps of parchment and bits of paper and even some old scrolls in here.
Ilwyn, get this stuff out of here!
I'm going to very gently move the scrolls
Okay.
into the obscuring box that I keep my other ancient texts in.
Okay, all the things I described have writing on them.
I'll move all of them in there.
Okay. Bolin gives you a hand with that, and you're able to carefully move them into your obscuring box.
Oh, since I still have comprehend languages, can I make out loosely what they are? Like the little scraps and stuff? Like, do they look like poems or something?
Yeah, these are poems. The scroll, obviously, you don't really get to make much out of. But this is all perhaps the original scripts of long-lost Dwarven poetry.
Okay. Alright.
From some ancient line of Grotfells, it seems.
See, it's not bad because they're Grotfells.
We go with the
After all.
Grotfeld one, and we're gonna...
Which one do you want to do next?
We didn't do the Grotfeld one, we just did the...
I think these might all be Grotfells.
Oh, then we go to the closest one.
The intent here is to give you guys, with the last one, that these are all ancient descendants of the Grotfell line.
Yeah, that's right. Why don't we go to Thoth?
Okay.
Guidance and help.
Good. That is 22. This is the strongest Nines has ever been and will ever be.
Yeah, that's right. You are really motivated for grave robbing. Yeah, you can't go upstairs, but you can rob graves. Yep.
Yeah, that's not my stat block. It's grave rob.
Inside, you find just fragments left. This one looks like maybe the seal kept it preserved a little bit better. Excuse me. There's just fragments of bones left, but they look to be a little more intact. And one fairly large ruby. It's roughly cut, but it is cut.
My magic hand will pick up the ruby
Okay. You pick up the ruby.
and put it in my inventory.
Okay. You have a ruby. Its value is 200 gold.
You write that down.
Are you gonna remember?
No.
Do you want me to put it in my
Put it
bag?
in your bag.
All right.
Next grave.
Butt dick.
19.
Again. And you
Meow meow.
opened up yet another sarcophagus. This one, there's just nothing left. Tattered bits of cloth, stained from eons of decomposition. There's really nothing in here.
All that's left is Gorgo.
$24.
One more time. And
You're like a professional grave
Professional
robber.
grave robber.
grave robber. How about that? Inside here, and this one is clearly the most well preserved at this point. It's also stands to reason the most recent. There is a scepter in here, held in one hand of the body. And then a small ring, looks to be just pewter, very valuable. And a clothed skeleton. That's about it.
Do you want me
But you
to
said
put-
it's very well preserved?
Well, it's the most well preserved of what you've had here. It's the most recent of the entombed, so it's had the least amount of time to decay. And
Yeah.
the conditions here in the cave are fairly favorable for preserving.
Do you want me to put the scepter in the bag as well?
Yeah, I will grab the scepter with my magic hand. Pulls it out.
Okay.
And what's the other thing?
A pewter ring.
A scepter and a pewter ring.
Yeah.
And it's a ring on the finger.
Yes.
Pulls up the whole hand.
Okay.
And I grab the ring off the hand.
Do you say I
Okay.
do?
Actually, I'm taking it off, so I'm saying I don't.
I don't anymore.
Thank you for ringing the scepter.
Do you want me to hold them, or do you want? Are you gonna remember you have them?
I just stare at the ring intently.
My precious.
Precious.
It's just like
Goes into bag. How nice is the scepter?
It's not as well crafted as examples you've seen from today, but it's fairly well crafted for being a pretty ancient scepter.
What's it made of?
Looks to be some sort of gold or a gold alloy.
Is there any secret compartments in it?
Not that you see.
I investigate it.
You don't find anything.
No.
Doesn't have a secret drinking flask in the scepter.
It's not a secret drinking scepter.
Yes, this ruler always had a drinking problem, and now we got away with it.
You want it in the bag?
I throw it in the bag.
Okay. All right. Are we
Now,
good?
does it go with my suit? How dapper do I look with a scepter in the suit? Does it
not-
clash?
It's not really. It's just not the most stylish piece. You know?
It's because it's tarnished.
No, there's not any tarnishing on it. That's why you suspect that it's made of gold.
Well, we'll workshop my outfit to go
Yeah.
with the scepter.
Yeah, I'll hold on to it till then. Or until you forget about it. So,
And then
we
we use it to solve a puzzle like 150 episodes from now.
Yeah. Shall we open the doors? Also?
Are the doors locked?
No, we already established they aren't locked. They swing free.
So, are you done looting the graves?
Technically,
Woo!
9's did the looting.
Have you finished
Why
looting?
are my arms tired?
I opened the doors and cautiously looked through them.
Looking through to the other side, you see kind of an odd room.
It is an odd room.
It looks like I'm gonna quickly reveal this. So give me a moment here. All right. And boop.
Or Black Void. We heard those are good. 100% of the time.
So it's not a black void.
Oh, okay.
In the center of this room, it looks to be like a drained pool.
Oh.
Ooh, let's put acid in it.
Okay. And where you enter, you're actually standing on kind of a raised platform. And it curves around the sides of the room, wrapping around the pool. And there's actually a throne sitting in the center of this platform. The throne itself is made of stone with iron set around the edges and woven into intricate patterns. So the iron is actually like embedded into the stonework of this.
Is it rusting?
No, it's not. There are pillars along the northern and southern walls of this room, and there is a hallway on the far side.
So is the throne where the pool is? Like
That's
it's
where you
in-
guys are. You're standing.
Oh, okay.
In front of the doors, basically.
Yeah, I will give a little sketch of where you guys are right now.
You want to do
So-
some blood magic real quick?
Oh, blood magic?
Yeah, let's
I
do some
don't know
blood.
any blood magic.
So
Do
this
you-
is really
do you wanna
quick
teach me?
freehand here.
Yeah, so let's get some blood.
So-
Also, do you need all of yours?
This wasn't on the original of this, but there's
Okay.
this sort of curved
Dais.
dais, this thick black line there. That's about where the throne is, and there's some steps that wrap around the pool going
Okay,
down.
okay.
So I look inside the pool, investigate. Is there anything of interest in there?
There,
Old coins that people had tossed in.
you don't find any coins, but you're pretty certain that in the center of the pool there's an air pipe that would have been made to like have a little fountain.
A little fountain.
Yeah.
Is there anything on the throne? Any kind of writing?
Well,
or-
Nines is on the throne. I sit on it.
There's no writing or inscriptions or anything like that. Just it all appears to be decorative carvings and iron filigree.
Is it comfortable?
I mean, for a stone throne, yeah, it's actually fairly comfortable. I've actually had the very great privilege of going to Athens and sitting in the first modern Olympic stadium, the three of us all have. And in that, there's a unique feature. The whole stadium is actually marble. And it's, of course, carved marble. And there are, at the time, because it was like, 1890 something was the
Something
first
like
modern
that, yeah.
Olympics. There were, plenty of royal families that came to attend these Olympic Games. So they actually had thrones set into this marble you go sit in. And they were actually fairly comfortable. For sitting on
Rocks.
stone, It was actually fairly comfortable. So, as comfortable as sitting on stone can be, this is pretty much that.
All right, well, we'll be here a while. I have to get an ass groove into it, and it takes a while on stone.
A
lot of wiggling.
There's definitely an ass groove here.
Already?
This has been used.
So, is there anything on the pillars? Any writing or nothing?
No, these seem to be just decorative.
Okay, and then the passage continues?
The passage continues.
Do you need to pry the iron out of the throne?
If we can fit the whole throne into your bag.
I think it's attached to the floor, I'm guessing.
It is not attached to the floor.
I don't think my bag can hold that much weight.
It cannot go in your bag.
I think it
weighs
weighs
more than
than
500 pounds, all on its own.
You've been making great strength checks. Why don't you just go ahead and see if you can carry it?
Shove it into the pool for fun.
That would be vandalism.
So I continue to cautiously move forward through the next opening.
Okay. As you head on through to the next opening, we're going to take another quick break, go check on our pups, and for all our viewers, I think this might actually be the real break for the viewers.
Ooh.
So we'll be back in a few minutes. Go to the bathroom, and we'll see you in a second. Bye. And we're back, everyone. I hope that you had a nice relaxing break. We cleaned up after puppies, so it wasn't that relaxing for us. And I'm very thankful that we have a wet vac. So, when we left off, our party was venturing deeper still into the mountain tunnels and leaving the throne room. So when you left the tunnels,
With all the loot we got from grave robbing.
all the loot you got from grave robbing, you left that throne room and you came back into the rail track.
On the other side.
To your left, as you exit the passage from the throne room, is a pile of rubble. To your right, the tracks continue for quite some distance, and as you travel down the tracks, having only one way to go, you also find another pile of rubble at the end. There's a passageway off to the left, and being the only route that you can take, you do so, and follow it down until you get to sort of a T-junction, where you can go to the left or to the right.
The left looks short.
Yeah, unless it goes back really.
Well, I don't know. Let's go left.
Okay, sure. And
I guess it could wind around all wild and crazy like.
Could. We don't know.
it might.
We'll find out.
It may very well do that.
Nice.
Yes.
What was your favorite tomb that we opened?
And you come to
Probably the first one. That was the most dramatic.
another junction.
Great.
Left.
Left. Okay. Yeah. Going to the left. Hey, at least you
We're
guys are
making
it
quick decisions. We're not.
And you come to
another jump.
another
Left.
junction. I'm gonna.
No, wait.
No, that was
we went left, not right.
Sorry, I was looking like the left on the map.
The left of the map.
That's the way you went. You went to that left.
We got
The other
confused. Left, the other
We
left.
go back to other left.
The first
the
left.
other left. Okay. There we go.
Yeah, we're good at this.
So
We're the best at adventuring.
So this time, you have a slightly more easy choice. I'm just going
Okay.
to reveal that one of the pathways loops back around.
See?
See?
Left.
We went to the other left, so that we came
So
left.
do,
Left.
Do you want
Left.
this one here?
Yeah, that's left.
Left.
Okay.
Left.
At least this part of the
Left.
adventuring is humorous.
Wait, let
So-
me use my left hand. Left.
All right. I revealed just a little too much.
What if we run out
There
of
we go.
lefts?
Oh, don't worry.
Left.
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 Left. Left.
Left.
All right.
I'm
Left.
pretty sure this is how Theseus got through the labyrinth.
Okay.
Except he had rope. We should get rope.
Now where?
I still have 150 feet of rope,
Left.
Going left.
Left.
of which 150 feet of rope, of which a third is tied around knives.
Oh, good. He
Still.
hasn't untied it.
I am not letting you out of that rope.
Have I just stopped walking at this
No.
point?
No. you actually-
Holding my scepter.
What's in
So-
the bag?
Being
I'm gonna say
dragged
there's
along
yet
the
one more
floor.
jump.
Left, 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 left.
All right. That one
Those all just seem to
continues
just tie
on.
up together.
Yeah.
All these little
Deeper and
labyrinthal
deeper.
things.
This
And
wasn't
then-
a short little path.
The best part is like all the good loot's on the right. So
Oh yeah, there's like a bunch of dead dragons with like magic swords in them
Well, obviously, yeah. why
on the
not?
right side.
That's why we're going left.
Because
We
they.
don't want any of that stuff. That would
No.
just be,
no,
No.
unless we get it from grave robbing, we don't want it.
well, if they were stuck in dead dragons, that would be like grave robbing.
All right.
That's just corpse looting.
This time,
It's good to know the distinction.
you
We
come
found
to
a
room.
thing.
You finally arrived in a room after.
I go
Winding
along
your
the
way
left
through a warm-
wall and I'm just. Do I have stone cutting?
I Let the DM describe the room.
This is a fairly straightforward room. It's clearly an old supply room for the mining tunnels. There's scattered supplies, lockers, some tables, a few broken benches and other types of furniture, all of it falling apart, really.
Any rope?
Yeah, there's a couple lengths of rope.
Are they any good?
There's some salvageable bits. I'll say there's probably a 20-foot segment. That's
Okay,
still
I'll take
workable.
20 feet of rope.
All right.
And I replace my 50-foot length of rope round nines with the 20-foot length.
Okay,
That way I don't need to coil it up.
sure.
So,
What did I do to you today, Elsa?
You're on
you
a
walked into a
I'm
mouth.
keeping you on a short rope.
You walked into a mouth and released a ghost, I think.
Yeah, but I also
There's-
robbed a lot of graves.
That's
so
true.
I think I get some points back
Would
for that.
you like me to unrope you so that you can't be saved
No,
from...
it goes with our outfit now.
It does.
There's also quite a few barrels of,
Chicken?
and you can just like take the lids off of them. But there's quite a few barrels of this thick, sort of viscous liquid.
What does it smell like? Oil? Tar?
It smells more oily. It smells flammable.
Mm-hmm.
There's quite a few barrels of it. But other than that, there's really not much else in this room save
I
for
put
a door
like a-
on the far end.
I put like a couple of ounces on the floor, just sort of splash a little out,
Okay.
and touch my flamey sword to it.
Yeah, it lights.
Is it like a burn, like a slow burn like an oil, or is it combust? Quickly like gunpowder?
It's a fairly vigorous burn,
But it's not
it's not like
explosive.
explosive.
Yeah, so we aren't gonna blow rock with it.
No. But it's good to know it's here in case we ever need some like oil.
Is it go out quickly, or is it just sitting there burning?
It takes a minute for it to burn through, but it goes out after.
Okay.
What I think you
like a
should do
minute.
is just fill a couple of bottles with it, throw it at people who come to attack you for your bonus action, and then action surge and hit them with a flamey sword
Mm-hmm.
and
That
set
would-
everyone on fire.
That would be really gross
Vicious.
and evil. Yeah, it's the kind of thing Zorya would do if it were ice.
Really?
No. So what is that oil like? The oil that was in the trough in the sarcophagus room, or is it different?
It's different than that.
I'm going to take some time and look around this room for anything hidden or of value.
You find neither.
Okay.
This room has really no secrets to give up.
So there's another
no
door I
secret
thought I
switch
saw.
that opens up a door to the left.
There definitely is a door. I said there's the door,
door
on
at the far end.
but there's
I-
no secrets. To
I
give up here.
go to the door. Is it unlocked?
Yep, it's unlocked.
Kick it in.
I carefully open the door
With your foot.
and look through.
On the other side, this room seems to be another fairly utilitarian place, but for a different utility, this time sleeping. There's quite a few well-rotting bunk beds lining the walls. Most of the mattresses are long since decayed, but the frames still stand. There are, however, signs that this room may still be used. There are indications of recent fires in here, and some newer looking supplies. Little bits and crumbs of food, some fairly fresh looking paper wrappers.
It wouldn't be
Things.
anything like 40 pounds of beans or anything.
No, there's not 40 pounds of beans,
Just remainders, like scraps.
but there is a crate of about 20 pounds of flour that's in this room.
Let's mix it with that oil and see what
I'll carry
happens.
that.
Okay. You don't want it in the bag?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I think your suggestion there is kind of interesting.
You want thick oil?
No, it might be it might be more explosive if it were mixed with a binder.
It's called science, Zoria.
We don't have
Anyway,
a binder.
Anyway,
We have the flour.
I carry the 20 pounds
Yeah,
of flour.
but that's not a binder. That's for holding papers and stuff.
Your literalism is
What?
fantastic.
It's my line. Okay, so that's it. Is there another passage through, or is this like a dead
No,
end?
this seems to be the final end of this chain. You found what was once the resting area for the miners, and what seems to be a resting area for modern day travelers as well.
Are there any containers, like cans or bottles or anything in here?
If there is this full
Yeah, I
of
mean, there's
urine.
some loose containers. It looks like, trash left over from other travelers.
Would there be like a can?
Sure, there's a can.
Okay. I pick up one of the cans
Okay,
and go back to the oil barrel.
okay,
Okay.
sure.
Fill it about halfway up with flour. The can.
Fill the can, okay, sure.
And fill the rest of it with oil.
Okay.
Okay.
You now have a slightly thicker oil.
And I take another can and put a cap on it. And then
Where are we going with this?
I'm trying to make a bomb. An explosive.
Okay. This material will not work for that.
Well, then
I'm
I
just
shouldn't
going to
waste
cut
my
to the
time doing
chase.
that.
This material is not an explosive level
Let's go back the way we came
Okay.
and keep turning left, because now the rights will now be lefts.
Yeah, we'll stay left, 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 left.
Left.
Okay. You psychopaths. Taking the left path reveals a much shorter path back to where you
We
started.
found a shortcut.
Nice.
You kept taking the longest possible way there by choosing left. It's fantastic.
But now we took but that doesn't make sense because we just took the left path and took the shortest way.
Yeah, so
Left
the
wins
left
again.
side was the shortest
Yeah,
and the longest.
it's the best.
Left is best.
I'm guessing you would like to go down the other pathway at the original
Yeah,
split.
yeah.
Yeah, let's go the way we didn't
Okay.
go, which is now the left way.
It is now the left way.
It's amazing how we can keep going left, no matter which way we're going.
Left.
It's impressive.
Left.
Truly.
Left. Left.
Left.
Left.
Left.
Left.
Left.
You go right, actually.
What?
What?
It's not right.
As you enter the room, you notice that the environment is unnaturally dark.
I have dark vision. You're not the Bart.
You're stupid.
So like the torchlight from the sword is like closed in.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is unnaturally dark as a sort of thick mist hangs in the air. As you set your first footsteps in, there is a flurry of skittering running
skittering.
out of the room away from you.
Oh God, not this again.
Is this the same place?
Does it look like the?
Wait, are you asking, is it the same? Like, did I transport you back?
Did we just come all the way around back to dark skittering room?
there's not like a temporal loop. That you're not in a wormhole. It does not bore through the fabric of space-time. You're currently standing on the edge of the room.
Yeah. Are there pits in the floor?
Can't see.
You should pour some oil down it.
I'm gonna use my harmonica speak with monstrosity.
Okay.
really quick when I hear the skittering.
Sure.
Hello? Can you understand me?
Silence.
Just okay. Figured I'd give it a shot.
Did you tell it we have Dole brand bananas?
So I go back. What I'm going to do is get a can full of the oil and spread it on the floor and light it.
What do we want to do while he's off getting oil?
Do we have a fishing rod to go into the?
He has a stick with a rope.
Okay, so
Are you dragging nines with you?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll hold
No.
nines.
Yeah, you
You're-
hold 9s for me.
Nines, but you can't jump down into that hole that might be here.
So you just sort of taking, like the cans are like
Yeah,
about,
yeah.
about that big.
Yeah, so I get a couple
Wow,
of those.
cool mug.
Like-
Can I get one of those?
Yes.
Yeah, like they're just the size of like a canned vegetable.
Yeah, get a couple of those, fill them with the oil,
Sure.
bring it back quickly, put it on, spread it out on the floor.
I have
So, yeah,
bottles of
you're-
oil.
I know, but you want to save that. This is crappy oil.
Sure. Yeah, you're throwing the oil out.
Light it.
Okay, it's lit. There's a fire.
Can I see anything more than we could see before?
Not particularly.
Hmm.
You can see that there's a thick haze here.
I'm going to venture into the room
Okay.
slowly,
All right.
keeping an eye out for holes in the
Wait,
floor.
are you dragging me along with you?
Yeah.
The
Defense.
skittering continues furthering away from you. It sounds more distant, but it still responds to your movements. As you take a step out into the room, the ground beneath you gives way to some sort of slippery, oozy substance.
Damn it, Olsef, your oil.
No, that's burned off.
As you look down, you see that there are bits of discarded bone, clumps of fur,
That could be
Oh.
my clumps of fur.
all that seem to be partially digested.
You see, when I brought us into a digestible trap, we got out of it.
I pulled you out of it, but I'm not here.
Now you're just dragging me right into
now,
it.
now
That's
Zori
because
is
I'm in
gonna-
control. You're also stronger
Why
than
did
me.
I-
You could easily stop me.
I don't have the willpower to do that.
I'll go in a
Are
little
you-
further.
I used all my willpower
Are
to
you-
rob graves.
Are you behind? Are you staying behind at the length of the rope?
Well, you said it's like covered in oil, right? So she could just very easily pull me.
Oh, it's oozy
Oh.
and covered in
No,
bones.
no.
But yes, she
They're
could fairly easily pull you because it is slippery.
All right, so yeah, I'm just like standing upright, and you're just pushing me, and I'm just sliding.
I'll venture further in.
As you go further in, you see around you, just sort of haphazardly, there are large mounds of some sort of pulsating, gooey mass. They all pulse at different rates, different speeds, different sizes. The material itself is, you can make out sort of white, maybe gray, very tender. Just by the look of it, you could tell that it would bend and form to even the softest touch.
And they're pulsing.
Yes.
Does it look delicious?
No.
If I've learned anything from sci-fi, what I do now is remove all protective gear and stick my face in it.
Yeah.
No,
that
first
is-
we have to split the party, and then you can do that.
Right.
Yeah, you have to go mad with science first. Yeah.
Also, you have to be into science.
You who are 9s and Zoria,
Yeah?
I think you should come back out.
Well, we have to get through here.
Do you think you are going to bring 330 changelings through here?
No, but we have another rubble pile still ahead that we have to open up.
We can dissolve that with the acid.
That's gonna take a really long time.
So what do you think you will find?
I don't know, more blasting powder?
Solution to the puzzle. It's always deeper in the dungeon.
Just like the thing that was going to eat you.
Nines is meta lifing over there. Just like.
I'm just saying, there might be blasting powder up ahead, and that'll be a lot faster than carrying cans of acid a little bit at a time. Mm-hmm. That would take us like a year to melt through all this rubble.
Okay. I throw each of them the end of a 50-foot rope.
Why don't you just come in?
I'm
Just
going to
embrace
follow.
the darkness, Olsef.
I am. I'm going to follow behind you. And you get into really bad trouble. I'm going to either rush to your defense with my flamey sword or try to pull you out.
Why don't you stab one of these pulsy things with your flaming sword?
Let us
Or
keep
we could
walking.
just go through it.
Okay.
Okay. You're walking through it?
Is Hulwyn coming with us?
Yeah, Hulun is kind of following along since they
Kind
sense
of with
that,
me.
unlike the last passage, they don't really see another option here other than to press on forward.
Let's just not step in the pulsing piles.
Do we want to try to stealth through it?
We could try and stealth, yeah. We're gonna sneak through the pulsing piles.
Okay.
Do I get advantage since I'm being pulled?
No. You do not get advantage from being pulled.
Well, I got a 7. I really could have used that advantage.
I got 11.
I got a 7.
Crunch, crunch, crunch!
As we
Yes.
crunch on all of the dead bones and detritus left in the goo.
We haven't said
As
that
opposed-
in a while.
As panic and anxiety set in over the three of you, Hulwyn from the back desperately tries to quiet your approach.
What?
Are you trying to say something?
You
I've never seen you emote this much!
You keep moving through. Hulwyn's starting to get a different source of panic in their eyes. And you reach the other side of this room and eventually find, encased in some sort of... I'm not sure if your characters would recognize what this is, but for people to understand, birds will use their spit to make nests, and it forms this like calcified,
Mucus.
hard mucus goo.
Oh yeah, tabaxis do the same thing.
That's just you.
I'm building bed. Meow meow.
All our beds are made of our own fur.
No, it's just a calcified block of tabaxi fur. You build it out of air balls.
Is this sealing the exit?
It's not sealing it, but it looks like it's sort of making what was once a large opening smaller. You can pass through. There's enough room, but just barely.
So
Also,
it's
where's
like
your acid?
only barely big enough for medium-sized humans to pass through.
Yeah, exactly.
So does this look like spider silk or anything like that?
No.
No.
No, it looks
Calcified
like
mucus.
calcified mucus. I use my sword to cut the passage a little bit larger so I can walk through it easily. Because I'm assuming I can't really get through.
You can do that. You could probably have squeezed through.
No, I don't
It
want to
just
be
would have
squeezing.
been tight.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can cut through it. It's sort of like cutting through wood. It doesn't shatter, but it comes off in chunks.
Yeah, does it smell bad when the fire hits it?
Ooh, yes.
Can we get a hit of that
Quite bad,
cookie
actually.
smell?
Yeah. That's all you get.
It
I
doesn't
can give you
help.
some oregano,
Can I make up smells with minor illusion?
though. Here's some oregano.
While they're playing
For your
around, I
nose.
look through the passage.
Here.
We have to deal with
You
smell.
look into the next passage, and it continues on for...
You should have kept the original box of smells.
I got the frying pan for it.
We could have bought the frying pan.
We had no money.
We could have stolen the frying pan.
I think we should bicker
I used
about
the
things.
skill in stealing
I use
things.
the frying pan constantly. It's my most used magic item.
That's how you hatched your bullet, baby.
Yeah.
Who you brought with us on this adventure.
So don't judge me about
The
this
party
box of smells.
infighting over this is silly right now.
If you'd rather, you can have the box of smells, and I won't cook you guys anything else. How does that sound?
Well, I think your box of smells is wonderful.
Thank you.
They want cake and they want to eat it too.
Well, we have flour.
We do now.
How's that hole coming, Olsef?
You can tell that you've pushed the party to their limit when they're like, no, damn it! We should never have sold the box of smells 60 sessions ago!
What's in the next room?
You continue down a long passageway, twisting and turning for a little ways, and then you enter a
We can
room
twist and shout.
that has a bright blue glow to it.
More fair.
And you quickly become aware that this massive chamber, perhaps as much as half a mile long, is filled to the brim with arcing fervent crystals. There is a passageway on the floor, carved out, going from one end to the other, and it looks like there might even be a path off to the side after a little ways.
To the left?
Yes.
Left. Come on, Olsef.
Left,
yes.
left.
All right.
Left.
Anything else that we can see in?
No. There is nothing else in
We're
this
being
realm.
bathed in fervent radiation
Well, it just won't
for
take very
half a
long.
mile.
Well, we just won't stay very long. But let's go down the side path.
Left.
Left.
You guys are ridiculous. As you go into this little side passage, it becomes clear that this is basically a little side chamber to the larger room. In this particular room, it doesn't seem to be carved or shaped by anyone's hand, but has naturally formed into a smooth, why am I blanking? A smooth, almost torus shape. And it's embedded, so imagine a large torus
Donut.
donut that's
Donuts.
and you're standing and you can see basically halfway down it, you can see the top, and half of it is embedded below the ground. This crystal, which you're guessing you can maybe see a quarter of, from the ground to its peak is about 8 feet. And it has this repetitive, swirling pulse to it, where it's blue and then black as the void. Blue, black, blue, black, blue, black. And there's little bits of black lightning bolts arcing across it, just back into itself.
Yeah, hold the cube up to it?
Oh, that would be great.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
You know
do
about
it.
fervent stuff, so I'll trust you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna...
This cube has been charged.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
Yeah,
it can be
it's in it.
more supercharged.
I think this looks like the kind of crystal that Fervin used himself.
That's what I was saying, yeah.
Do you want to take a piece of it?
Well, I was saying, should we hold the cube up to it?
What do you think will happen?
You're the fervent expert.
I think it would be very dangerous.
You just said it would be great.
Call Doll. I meant that.
He doesn't know anything about fervent stuff. You're the expert.
You read that book like a million times.
Would it be terrible or great? Or terribly great?
It would be greatly terrible.
That sounds great. You should do it.
Well, you're the expert.
This is your choice. This is your ideas.
It's not my idea.
Well, I'll put it away then.
Let's put it away. Is there another way out of the room?
No. This is it. It's just a little inlet.
So I take my 7.5-foot pole.
Okay. Your big lumber piece. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it's more like a... That, right?
It's like a 4x4.
It's like a 4x4, not a pole.
Well, yeah, it's a big stick.
Yeah.
Big long pole. I put the cube, tie the cube onto the end of this.
It's like that, though. It's a 4x4.
I know, I'm holding it out to you.
Okay, you're just holding it like that. There you go. Now it's believable.
Yeah, that was believable.
No, you do like that, right?
Yeah, so tie the cube to the end of it.
I don't have any rope.
I give you some string.
What am I tying? The cube? Okay.
Okay, is this like an OSHA violation by any chance?
No.
Okay.
Wait, or do you want to do a regular crystal first?
This whole world is an OSHA violation.
We don't have a regular crystal.
We're surrounded by regular crystals.
Okay.
I mean, that's true. You are surrounded.
So I use my crowbar, pick off a small piece, like about that big, a crystal.
All right. Why don't you make an athletics check? Let's see how you do on this.
23.
Okay. And now I want you to make a dexterity check to see how accurate you are with this strike.
Dexterity saving throw.
Check.
No, just a dexterity check.
Are you gonna help him?
You're not
What?
in danger on this one.
With what?
Guidance him or
15.
something?
Oh,
15.
no.
You strike off a chunk that's perhaps a little larger than you may have intended, but still manageable.
Okay.
Now I'll tie that onto the stick.
How do you pick it up?
beam.
The beam.
How do you pick it up?
I think I still have one glove.
Yeah, you do.
So someone can mage hand these things.
Oh
in here.
yeah, you should mage hand it.
That would be a useful use of your mage hand.
Okay, I use my mage hand.
Okay.
As soon as it touches, like the paws extend grossly out as it mutates from the radiation
Sure.
and picks it up with its extra long fingers and
Okay.
absurdly long thumb.
All right.
Like it's triple jointed.
Yeah, you've got Slender Man hand
Yeah.
going on.
It picks it. What am I doing with
Just
this?
put it on the beam
Put it on the end of the beam.
and hold it,
I put it on the end of the beam.
and then I'll tie it with a string.
I
Carefully.
need all three of you to make a Constitution saving throw.
That's fine.
I don't-
18.
Good
Can it
God.
be dexterity?
No.
9?
I got an 18.
I got an 18.
I
Well,
got
Seth.
half of what they got.
You take 1 point of Constitution damage.
Ooh.
So your constitution score goes down 1.
Oh, okay. That's not good.
You're feeling weaker at this moment.
Man, I feel great right now. How about you, Zoria?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, do you think this is going to go well?
I don't know. Stick it in.
Why is your face melting, Ulsa?
So we back.
That would actually cause you, by the way, to lose 5 hit points.
From your maximum hit points.
So you now have a current maximum hit point of 40.
No,
I was at 57
57 because
when I leveled up.
he hasn't updated the online version. He has it all written.
Ah. Well, then you would still lose 5 from that.
Yeah.
So is that forever?
Until you get your constitution point back.
You now have to have that restored.
Mm-hmm. By a constitution restorer?
It does take more than just a long rest
Mm-hmm.
to restore a constitution damage. So you now have accomplished your task of tying a crystal to the end of a pole inside of a box.
I'm gonna stick it in the thing. And then we'll leave.
Wait, that's what we were doing?
Okay, I stick it in the next to the black and blue sparkly thing, and we walk quickly out of there.
I stand away from them. Like, I go, whatever I think is a safe distance, I go another 30 feet away from that.
Okay.
We all walk away quickly.
So,
Who's holding it then?
wait a minute.
I'm just pushing it, put it on the ground, and push it toward
Doesn't it have to be up though?
my.
I mean, you could do that.
It's
Oh, okay.
swirling. It's swirling all
Yeah,
around.
it fully meets the ground.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's like embedded.
Oh.
You're standing at the halfway up point on it,
I see.
basically. And then it comes to like 2 feet above
Okay.
your two heads and a few inches above Ulseth's.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep. So I push it toward it, and we run away.
Okay.
Does anything happen?
There's a flash.
Okay, I go back and look.
So your pole's like what?
7.5 feet long.
So, yep. I don't think there would be quite enough to like stand around a corner on that one. I need all of you to make a Constitution saving throw again.
Oh, nice.
Why do we think this is a good plan
Nat
again?
20, baby.
You gain a constitution. I got cat butt.
Oh, no.
Ulsa?
25.
Nines, you take a point of Constitution damage. And
Why are we doing this again?
Science? I don't know. You're the expert.
that should not change anything for you
For now.
at this point. You're down to a 12 Constitution. So, you've done that.
Is the crystal changed?
It's sparky. There's a lot of sparks flying off of it.
Should we just leave?
Sparks flying off the little crystal that
Oh
was
yeah,
attached to
there's
that.
a lot of them, and they're black.
Black sparks.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, we have done science. I think we should leave.
Alright, let's
What did we learn from this?
don't do that.
Don't do this again. It's kind of like if you smell something that is really sweet and honey-like,
You don't walk into it.
and you keep walking and it gets mushy
I
underneath.
don't lose stat points when I do that.
Lose what? Let's run out.
Okay, we go back. We leave this room, and continue to walk through the crystal area as quickly as we
What happened to
can.
Hellwind?
Holman made their safes.
Okay.
You left your stick.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
You go back in.
I'm not taking it back.
Do you get the box?
I
We
didn't
didn't
put it in
the
a box.
Oh, so you just tied it to the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the
So-
original fervent crystal that's been recharged is still in the containment box.
Yeah.
Sorry, you guys were talking about the box and tying
Yeah,
the
no,
box
you're
to the
fine.
end of it.
We just wanted to make clear. We changed our box plan.
That's why I wanted to ask.
Yeah.
Why would we take? We would have to take the other crystal out of the box, and that would be dangerous.
All right, we head down the main path to get out of here as quick as we can.
Okay. You get to the end, and it wraps around, and you find the trek once more.
Hey, we found the track once more.
We did it.
Blocked by rubble.
Well, to your right, yes.
But to our left.
it is also blocked by rubble.
Damn it.
The left's also blocked by rubble. Okay.
Yeah, there's a little passage here.
Oh, it's
And
just
you-
a little one.
Yeah, you have another I will bring this up for.
Yeah, I'm not
folks to
sure
see.
where we came back in.
Yeah, we'll get a gauge.
So you
Oh,
went
we can
through
definitely clear
the
that.
Death Crystal Hall,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
and now, you're right there. Sorry, I got on.
So how many rubble-filled sections of track back are the
There's
changelings?
2 now.
There are 2 behind you and 1 in front of you still.
But that one at least looks pretty.
Manageable.
Like we had to walk a far way
I know I
down and then a far
revealed
back.
like a little extra there, but it's not gonna harm anything for you guys to see it.
I don't think we even see it.
Well, my vote is we blow up this part so we don't have to walk into the room again, ever.
Blow it up with what?
We have blasting powder.
Only
6
6
little bags.
It took.
Like 20 bags for each of the other ones.
Let's
The other
keep
one was
going.
a lot longer though.
Let's keep going. If we find blasting powder, we can blow through them successfully and don't successively, and we don't have to go through all that.
Or we can use it to blow up the sarcophaguses.
just for good, just for fun. We're gonna keep going.
Okay, you have decided to continue going.
Yes.
Very good.
What
you,
else can we do?
You go into the next room, and again,
It's a long way back.
a very large room this time around. And this is the most cavernous room you've been in yet since this little mountainous passage adventure started. When you get in here, you see that there is a gargantuan pit, a crevasse, that separates the path that you are on, which wraps around fully to the other side. You see a passageway going out. And on the other side of this gaping maw, there is a massive pile of treasure. Gold, gems, there are statues that seem to be made of solid precious metals.
So
On
it's
the
a
other
trap.
side. I'll bring up the map to kind of give you guys an idea here.
Yeah.
And let me move the focus so everyone can get a good sense. There we go.
So I can teleport over there.
How far is it?
From the closest points that you can get to, it's 502 feet.
So
We can
basically,
tell
I
that.
jump over,
Jump halfway.
teleport over.
It is a little bit out of reach. You could maybe get a running jump
Use some feline
And-
agility. Get some
and
good
launch
air.
yourself. It's like 515-ish feet.
How would you rule if I jump as fast as I could and then cast Featherfall?
I mean, this is like on an even plane across. So if you went like this, you'd run into the wall over here. You wouldn't make that.
Even if you
Well, yeah,
drift.
but I would get more horizontal
would
distance.
there be drift downwards, or would it just be like? Would it be like up and then straight down with the feather fall, or would it do like
You still,
just sort of sideways?
I still get
Featherfall
my-
slows your fall. You still have momentum.
Oh, okay.
And Featherfall doesn't stop your forward momentum, just slows your downward momentum.
But then you have to wait a day to get back.
I mean, what time is it now? Maybe we only have to wait like 5 minutes.
I look at my clock.
Yeah, and we have 330 starving changelings.
Right now,
3
it's
piles of rubble
about-
behind us.
Noon.
It's about noon.
When it's dawn.
What?
When
We'll
will
call
dawn happen?
dawn 6 a.m.
Oh, yeah, we don't have to wait like 18 hours.
What if
Let's go left.
Well, wait. What if we just wait an hour? I can turn into an animal that can climb on a wall.
We don't need to get the treasure now. We need to find a way out.
It would take an hour.
We know where it is. We can come back.
They're
Let's explore
skittering!
Okay. We'll check
I like that Nines has come around now. Just like, wait a minute, my senses has come back to me. They're skittering. I forgot about that.
Alright, we'll check the last area.
Okay.
We'll keep going.
I make a run for the treasure and I teleport. It's all mine!
You go
Okay.
through the remainder of the passage, and you find the way forward, basically. You
Alright,
rejoin,
so that continues.
but, critically,
Oh, there's a giant monster covered in teeth.
when you reach this area, on the tracks, there's a bizarre machine. It's not under the tracks.
It's a drill.
It has a
It's a
huge
There's a-
kind of flat disc with teeth all over it.
It is covered in teeth, just like I said.
And it becomes fairly clear pretty quick that this would have been some sort of tunneling device. It's
Well,
still
there
on
we
the
go.
tracks, and
Which way is it facing?
it's facing towards where the changelings are.
Yes.
How coincidental.
That there's mining equipment on the mine track?
And how does it seem to be powered?
If
You
only
don't
my
know.
You're the-
character was smart enough to do this.
You're
puzzle.
the person who knows mechanics. I'm gonna
Yeah. So I carefully
guidance.
I'm carefully examining this. Carefully examining this thing to see if it has like a boiler or if it.
Since this is gonna be a minute, I'm gonna take a short rest.
Soria's like, good night.
It's just an hour.
Just takes a nap.
Or if there's like a hatchway where one could put like a fervent crystal or anything like that. We haven't run into anything that's been fervent powered though. This seems to be even more ancient than fervent.
There's a slot that it rekindles the memory of the simulation room, where it's got like a little depression, but it's more than a depression. It's a slot that looks like it's for something. And it's just on a panel, and there's like a little slot there.
We're gonna have to go back and look through those corpses, aren't we?
Are there any levers or gauges, or just describe the machinery?
Many.
There's a lot. There's all sorts of levers, gauges, dials, switches, knobs, buttons, pedals, gears, pulleys, wheels, chains.
Cogs?
Oh, lots. Many cogs.
Belts?
There's a couple belts even. And it's about 30 feet long in its total length. There seems to be some sort of... I'm trying to figure out how to describe this in a way that your character might understand it. There is one part that has a very large funnel. So there's a hole in the center and a big funnel around it. And it's upright, right at like chest level. And it just goes down into some sort of tank structure beneath it all.
Oh yeah, that's where we put the fuel oil that we have in barrels way back where.
What, you wanted to carry fuel this whole way?
Well,
When we-
I mean, you could have
how
put
are
it in
we-
your bag, I guess.
How are we going
actually.
to make this machine work?
Oh, I'm taking a short rest. I don't know how it works. There's a slot and a funnel. I'm aware of what a funnel is.
There are several pipes that seem to be made of a fairly thin metal. They kind of come out the back.
Are any of them pink?
Nothing on this is pink.
So it's not
This is a
acid
manly
resistant.
one.
This doesn't look like the metal that you saw in the room adjoining the sarcophagus room.
In this funnel, can I smell anything inside this funnel?
No.
No, it just seems to go down into a tank.
Yes.
Is there anything in the tank? Can I see?
Oh. And you're looking into a long, dark pipe.
Mm-hmm.
Stick your sword in it to light it up.
Yeah, right.
It's not wide enough.
Oh. Okay.
Can my hooded lantern fit down in it?
No.
I'm taking a short rest.
There's, that's basically what I've described. It's got a little slot up at the front.
Mm-hmm.
And
What's the shape of the slot?
Does it look like a keyhole?
well, I mean a bit, but it has like a pointed end, like so it's rectangular. Then it kind of comes down to a point, tapers to like a diamond.
Like the profile of like a blade, almost.
Almost like that, wider and pointier. It doesn't look like a blade would actually fit in there, but it has kind of that general profile.
How wide is it? Is it like a thin, super thin?
It's not super thin, so it's about, I don't know, a little less than an inch.
Mm-hmm.
Is how wide it is. It's about 3 inches long. All three of you, why don't you make an insight check?
12.
And I'll have full one do it too.
Yeah.
11.
24.
Wow.
Sorry,
I
as,
have
you're,
+8.
as you're studying this and you're kind of half dozing, relaxing, short rest here, the thought comes to you, and you blurt it out loud,
Oh.
going, you know, that kind of looks like the crystal that you have, Nines.
I was actually thinking that it might be the crystal from the tomb. That cloudy crystal.
Why would they lock it there then?
What? I don't know. It just looks like the same shape.
And I awkwardly shove into the slot.
No, it slots in perfectly.
I was actually thinking that. I'm happy about that.
Turn it,
Oh, as you
jiggle it.
as you turn it, the machine shakes, and the whole massive thing just begins to vibrate. Lots of noise as a few lights on it spark into life, and I do mean spark because there's a little flash, and then there's a flame in these globes. It's like old gas lanterns lighting up, and it's all shaking and vibrating, and the disc in the front starts slowly turning, and then and it shuts down.
Olsef, you broke my little toy!
I think it is not fueled.
Well, put fuel in it. I want to use it.
Mm-hmm. I think it would be a good toy. We could bore through all of these rubbles.
Yeah, okay, I guess we can do that too.
I don't know. It sounds kind of boring.
I was just going to ride it into my enemies. As long as they're on this track.
How's my short rest going?
Oh, it's going fine.
So if we were to look at the map of every place that we have been, how far back are the oil bottles?
We have to go through the crystals, the pulsating goo balls,
I'm gonna bring this up.
and then to
It's
the
not gonna be a pretty view for the
storage
viewers,
room.
so I won't show the viewers too much. Maybe I can make this work. Yeah, I think I can actually.
I think
get
it's
that to
just
work.
fervent crystals, pulsating goo.
Let's see.
Oh yeah, that's
The viewers are
Storage
getting
room.
kind of a shorter view here, so I'm gonna see if I can't push it just a little bit. That's, I think, kind of the best I can do. You guys are up here.
Mm-hmm. Right up at the
Oops,
top.
that's still in white. You guys are up there. The
oil, fuel stuff
is
there.
down there.
So if we get enough fuel to get through the first 2 barriers, it's a lot shorter trip to get to the last one.
Mm-hmm.
What?
How much did you take with you?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. Well, that's great.
I was told that we shouldn't waste my bottles with it.
Mm-hmm.
We could have taken the whole damn thing with us.
Could have taken a whole barrel.
Just we'll Seth walking through, be able to carry it.
Just don't step on any of these pulsing goo balls.
Would have been funny the first time through.
So, are we gonna just go back as a group, or are we gonna just let you keep an eye on the place and do a long rest or short rest?
I probably have half an hour left on a short rest.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, all you've got are a couple of little flasks of oil from the sarcophagus.
Regular oil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the heavy fuel oil.
Whatever that
Can we
is.
go to the other side of the tracks?
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, it
Go
doesn't.
to the other side of the tracks.
Well, the drill's going to where we came.
Yes.
We can go the other way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's over there?
It seems
Before-
to lead back out into
The sprawling caverns.
sprawling cavern networks.
Like we've been going through.
Yeah, but maybe the workers left a bunch of barrels
Conveniently.
where they need to use it on the thing they're using.
Well, they buried the key, presumably probably 1,500 years
Yeah,
ago at
but-
best.
The thing is, though, those use generic keys. Like, you can just buy a set of keys.
You know that?
Yeah, you can just buy a set of keys that work in any Caterpillar construction equipment.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So you can just do that. You won't get very far, but
I didn't know it's all generic.
there's no. You can legally just buy a set of those keys. I'm not sure about that part, but you can. They are just generic
But
keys.
they are there.
Interesting.
I imagine that you probably have to provide, your information to the company. So you might not be such a perfect crime.
So, do you think that heavy oil is the oil that you pour into the funnel to make it full, to make it run?
I have no idea.
You're just sleeping. You don't know.
I don't know anything about machinery.
Well, it seems to me that is, if there is a funnel, it is set up for liquid to be poured in. And
Sure.
if there is any liquid to be poured in, it is probably those large barrels.
From
of
the
oil.
mining workroom.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Well, I was looking up how to buy.
Caterpillar keys.
I found out I could buy a forklift key
Oh, cool.
at the very least.
Yeah, we could use a forklift right now.
The ceilings are
Whatever that is.
That'd be very useful for a
So-
situation.
I can see Nines just standing there. These all just have generic keys and stuff like that. It's probably all just one thing.
Why would they bury this person with... who was it?
He really loved
Yolta?
that drill.
Yolta was buried with the key for this equipment. And then they just left it sitting around.
Maybe they're
again.
just pranking a new guy and it just got out of hand. It's like,
They're
oh yeah, I had to talk to the boss. Where's the boss? He's in there. He's dead and buried. It's like, no, it's not, guys. And
Yeah,
it's
he
like,
has the key.
we actually did do that. you have to grave rob if you want to do your job here. The cat had no problem doing it. I don't see why you should.
How's my short rest going?
Yeah, you know what? It's done.
Nice.
Sure.
I'm gonna use a hit die to heal myself.
Do we all get a short rest?
You guys were doing stuff.
I shoved a rock into a hole.
Yeah,
It didn't take an hour to figure that out.
I'm gonna say y'all can have a short rest on this one.
As we sat here and pondered the
You
impossible.
pondered the infinite possibilities of generic keys to construction equipment.
Are you gonna get your full fuel
I got my wild shape back.
Yes, I'm going to go.
Let's all go back. We'll put it in my bag of holding.
The barrel.
Are they sealed?
Some of them are.
Well, we'll take the sealed ones.
You can carry the open ones.
Because otherwise we're carrying big, heavy barrels through pulsing, skittering goo balls. and nuclear or fervent energy.
Would
crystals.
the barrels fit in the bag of holding?
I don't know. That's a good point. The bag of holdings opening is
Okay. I'm just gonna look this up based off of
2 feet by 4 feet deep.
I do want to say, Nines did just get his keys to the forklift. So can we use that?
No.
You're right, I didn't get my license.
My bag of holdings opening is only 2 feet by 4 feet.
Okay. Most 55-gallon drums seem to run 20.5 inches. So I'm going to say, yeah. Yeah, you can. You can fit.
I guess it's not 2 by 4. It's like a messenger bag that's 2 feet wide.
Yeah. I'm going to say that you can't fit that in because there's just no way to make a 2-foot diameter hole out of a little messenger bag.
Yeah.
This is very wide out.
It's a 2-foot diameter mouth.
A 2-foot diameter mouth.
It's this bag has an interior space considerably larger than its outside dimensions, roughly 2 feet in diameter at the mouth, and 4 feet deep is the external dimensions.
Then it would fit.
I'm gonna assume that because they're using diameter, and the only place that you commonly find diameter in usage is when you are measuring a circle or oval.
Yeah.
And thus it has a 2-foot circular opening. Because otherwise, one would come to the conclusion that you would say a certain dimension of a width and a length.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says the bag is 2 feet in diameter at the mouth and 4 feet deep. So
Then
it would fit.
I'm gonna
It
say
would be
you can fit precisely
almost 2 inches on all around.
You can get one of these in there.
how heavy are they?
Heavy enough where they will take up the remaining bits of your weight.
Okay.
You probably have a little left over, but you can't fit 2 in.
We can just roll the rest.
Well, all right.
No, they are
Let's
barrels,
make
so
our
we
way
can roll
back.
the best.
Can't you just
Okay.
shrink them down and then we can just put them in our
How would I
pocket?
shrink them down?
Don't you have some sort of magic?
That only
shrinky
works
big
on
thing?
living things.
It's fossil fuel. It was alive at some point.
It's what?
Let's go. We make our way all the way back to the barrel room.
Yep.
I assume nothing bad happens the entire time.
Why would you say that?
Sure, let's go with that idea.
Okay.
Insight check.
I'm the DM.
The DM?
On God.
So we're back in the.
God is a vengeful bitch.
We're back in the barrel room.
You're back in the barrel room.
We put
All right,
one
well,
in the barrel.
each take one barrel, so that one's mine. I'm taking that one.
Okay. Are there any barrels that are not quite full?
Oh, sure. Yeah. There's a few that are about half full.
Okay. Can Holwyn and Nines lift any of those?
Let's do a strength check. See how they're feeling.
How far away are we from the drill?
Oh, a good long ways.
way.
A few miles,
We could roll them.
probably.
We could try to roll them.
Are these wood barrels, metal barrels?
These are, I'm gonna say they're like a pounded metal barrel, and they've been welded.
Okay. How many are there? There's quite a few.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Okay. I'll recommend that Nines and Holwyn take one and try to roll it. And I'll take one and try to carry it. Because if the rolling doesn't work, at least we'll be able to, we might get somewhere between 1 and 3 back.
I'm gonna say you could carry it, but not for very far. They're pretty darn heavy.
Yeah, really heavy, huh?
Yeah. You know, it's like, well, there's a reason that they use forklifts when they move 55-gallon drums of shit.
Okay, we can roll them.
But, yeah, you could roll it. Ulseth is capable of picking it up and carrying it about, but not for very long.
Okay, well, let's assume that, one of these barrels will get us somewhere. Can we see the map again?
Sure.
How many of these do we need to drill through to do a shortcut?
I'm just gonna bring it up
2.
for you guys.
We need to get through 2.
So, trying to grab the wrong. Oh, come on.
There's 3 total. We have to get through 2 before we don't
So-
have to go through the crystals.
You're up here at the top,
Yep.
but with the cart. Then there's
If
this
we
little
get through
area.
2 of them,
Then there's that little passage
then-
there,
and
then you're down
then
to
we
this.
can go back and
And
get
you only
a
have
bunch
one more.
So, yeah, let's just assume things.
Okay, you carry one, and we will attempt to roll another one.
Sure. Okay.
All right. Does anything happen while we do all that?
No,
Not that we know of.
nothing happens.
No more skittering.
You don't hear any.
No more constitution damage.
You know, I have abused you guys enough in that room.
Okay, well, we get back and empty the 2 barrels into
Here's my-
the funnel.
I carried that one. It wasn't a big
Thank
deal.
you. I can lift them up enough to pour them in.
Sure.
I'll do the hard part and turn the key.
And manage everyone.
Oh no.
Ulseth, make a perception check.
Is it good?
Is that a 10 or a 16? It's a 10, isn't it?
Yeah.
14.
Not very long after you start pouring, you hear the sounds of liquid hitting the ground.
Okay.
Get the gum!
I check underneath to see where it's leaking out.
Little ways down the pipe, underneath the, well, sort of floorboards, basically, of this. So hidden from obvious view, you notice that there is a section of pipe that's been, it looks like it was shorn away. It's busted. Like it ran into something and then it just was never repaired. There's a large hole in this section of pipe.
So is the pipe like separated, or is there just a hole in it?
Like a gash.
Well, there's a gash. It's
A lot of gum.
substantial. More than like a little patch of gum can fix.
We have a lot of gun. Just kidding.
You also notice that this pipe, I mean, you're pretty sure that if you were to like remove a section of pipe, you could probably make a fix if you had another section. It's fairly workable here, is what I'm saying.
Do you still have that pipe you took?
I did take a chunk of pipe, didn't
You
I?
did take some of the pipe from the acid room, right?
Yeah, I took 6 feet of pink pipe. I did. How much of this do I need to repair the...
You could fix the hole with as little as 6 inches.
So how do you get 6 inches
How do I
of
get
pipe
6
off?
inches off of my 6-foot pipe?
Well, I said you could fix it with as little as 6 inches. You could fix it with more than
6
that.
feet. So I can remove a section. I can remove... okay, that's
6-foot
what I
section.
do. I replace the broken part with my 6 feet of pink pipe.
Okay. How are you going to attach the pipe?
Gum.
You said I could do it, so I'm doing it.
I said you could figured that you could. But how are you going to attach it?
Nice.
You were able to remove this sort of rusted pipe
Yes.
Pretty
Don't you have,
easily.
like, magic glue? I feel like you had magic glue at some point.
I have a goo box with that. We mix a bunch of alcohols and achieve sentience.
No, glue. I swear there was magic glue. Did you use that?
No, I remember that.
Well, if it doesn't have to work very long, we could, like, tie it on with cloth or something. It would seep, but it wouldn't, like...
No, but we did. You're right, though. We did have some sort of glue.
We might have used it. Probably something really good for this sort of stuff across that chasm with all this treasure. Yeah. Maybe I should just go check it out.
I mean, it's not that far.
Yeah.
Yeah, go do that.
Okay.
Okay.
What?
Sure.
Why are you saying it like that?
I'm not saying anything like anything.
Mm-hmm.
Were you furiously typing over there?
I'm looking through your inventories online to see if any of you do have magic glue.
So I'm going to turn into a giant wolf spider
Okay.
and climb along the wall over that chasm.
Sure.
Is that problematic at all?
Takes you about 20 minutes to get over there.
It's that far?
Big.
Dang.
And you have to like go around the edges.
Yeah, that's true.
You can't take the direct path, you gotta take the indirect path.
Yeah. Alright.
So you're there. You're in the pile of treasure.
I
You're
like-
surrounded by gold and silver and jewels and platinum and statues and rubies and emeralds and diamonds and all sorts of stuff.
I'll drop my spider form
Okay?
and I'll cast Detect Magic
Okay.
as a ritual.
Sure. So, what is that, 10-minute cast time?
Yeah.
Alright, you take your 10 minutes, and you detect divination magic on the pile.
The whole pile?
The whole pile. All of it. Every last coin. I'm going to be a benevolent DM
It's
right
some
here.
sort of an alarm spell. Some sort of warning.
I'm going to be a benevolent DM, and I'm going to tell you, this is mostly to the two that are not in the giant pile of treasure right now, that you have everything you need to make this repair.
Crowbar.
I've got sealing wax. We've got gum.
Hey, doll.
I'm also going to be an even more benevolent DM and let you know that you have obtained everything that you need to solve this puzzle in this session.
You could use acid to melt the metal together. That wouldn't help.
No. We have everything.
All I grabbed was the
We have
key.
acid. You have plant goo. I'm just looking through what we got.
Well, last time you dented in the sides of it. Can't you just dent the sides in and just jam it
Okay.
in there?
Well, there's
I have an idea.
mm-hmm. The spongy. Okay.
Yolta had the gem key and the bracelets. Maybe the bracelets can be used as an abjuration fastener.
An abjuration fastener.
Well, it's like to hold things in and protect them. So I'm just wondering, maybe.
I just like the idea of an abjuration fastener.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, we are out of time.
What? No, wait, I held Dole.
And we'll connect with Dole next week. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
I want to touch the treasure.
We'll rejoin this party, their giant pile of treasure, and their badly broken pipe when we return next week. Thanks for watching. Until then, we love you. Bye-bye.